to do that. We wanted to. I was proud. I was watching the news the next morning after our memorial service at the Dallas Symphony Hall and at the Meyerson, and they said, that's what America needs to be. President Bush, President Obama, everybody together singing the Battle Hymn of the Republic. That was one of the great moments of in America. And so it made you proud that Dallas could contribute to making people feel a little bit more hopeful in America.
It certainly was also not lost on everyone in the world that the city of Dallas, the citizenry itself, came together so strongly behind you, your leadership, Chief Brown, the police department, and, of course, their own city.
Yeah, I think we were very fortunate to have David Brown as chief, a man who grew up in Oak Cliff, was a cop's cop, and he had gone through the whole ranks, and a tough guy, okay, and had been really challenged by the unions early in that year, and we decided to kind of stick with him. I'm so glad we did. Having an African-American face, speaking truth to the community about the issues that we're facing, that we can deal with those issues, but we've got to support our police was so critical, I think, for America and for Dallas.
What was it like when he let you know that he was going to resign and move on?
Well, I was disappointed. He had told me that he wasn't going to stay around for a long time. I was hopeful we'd get a 3 more months. But even before a year ago, I knew that he was not probably going to stay. I didn't expect him to be here right now. So probably first half of the year, I thought he would be retiring. He was of that age. But when he decided to go out a little earlier, it was very disappointing. I understand why. A lot of it had to do with the pension, too. As you know, we've been working on this pension, and guys that left earlier were able to take some money out. And there was some financial decisions. But he had done his piece. He had done his stuff. He had a terrible, terrible personal tragedy early on of being chief. And I think to be able to have the grit to power through that and then perform the way he did was remarkable.
We sure do miss him. We certainly do.
Well, we're going to get another chief, and they've got whoever it is, he or she's got big shoes to fill. But this is a great job, and I think we're going to be able to attract somebody as well.
Let's talk a little bit more about that. We are currently on the phone with Mayor Mike Rawlings, who took some time off of his Friday night to join us here on the Wells Report on the 1-year anniversary of the day when not only the city of Dallas, but everywhere in Texas, everything stood still as gunfire arced through the air, and we lost several heroes, already in fact heroes, but certainly proven that day, according to Mike Rawlings. More about this story and what's next for the city of Dallas moving forward on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, it's Mark Davis with more great reasons to visit Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. One of the meanings of exchange is they have things that you can buy, jewelry, precious metals, collectibles, but they also buy things from us. Here's Scott Mosley on why you should bring jewelry you don't want anymore to Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange.
Hey, Mark, we offer fair and honest pricing on all items we buy. We know that selling your jewelry can be a nerve-wracking experience, but it doesn't have to be. Dallas Gold and Silver experts are here to make it easy and painless. Other companies may try to copy our name, but don't be fooled. Come to the original Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange at Preston and 635 and sell that old jewelry for cash. You know you're getting the best price. We can even help with showing you some new jewelry.
I know that DGSE has been my headquarters for anniversary and birthday shopping for 20 plus years. Visit any of the 4 locations of Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. Dallas, northeast corner of Preston and LBJ, Arlington, Southlake, and Euless. For more information, go to dgse.com. That is dgse.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. In the last 2 months, we've saved our customers over $500,000. How'd we do it? With our exclusive partnership with your utility provider, we get to offer instant rebates of up to $1,500 when you replace that worn-out AC system. When you combine that with Carrier's Cool Cash savings of up to $3,500, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. Now that's how you save people money without gimmicks. But you'll have to hurry because the utility funds can run out at any time. So we're scheduling our free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning. And you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-200-9887. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away. So you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-200-9887. That's 1-800-200-9887. 1-800-200-9887.
You are about to hear from Dr. Douglas Howard.
After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because they really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Take Dr. Howard's Health Challenge and find out how to get 2 free sets of fruits and veggies. We'll even ship them to you for free. Call now for details.
Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code 660AM.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
This is the Wells Report. You're listening to 660 AM The Answer. John David Wells. Very fortunate to have Mayor Mike Rawlings in his second term as mayor of the city of Dallas. Sir, we were just discussing Chief Brown, who has left the Dallas Police Department. A new chief is on the way. Let's talk a little bit about how that process is going.
It's going well. We, first of all, had to hire a new city manager, and we were able to get, I think, a very good city manager in T.C. Broadnex. And so his first job as city manager was to start the search process for replacing Chief Brown. We've got, I believe, 7 finalists now. Committees are being formed, community committees, business communities, police associations are going to be interviewing all these folks. And we're going to make sure that we got a good selection, internal and external candidates. There's a lot of opinions about should it be internal, should it be external. I care less about that, more about the leadership qualities, the ability to think well, to be a servant leader, and to be able to make the tough calls when they need to. But it's a top-rated job. I mean, these guys in this industry and this business to be at the top, and Dallas is one of the top police jobs in the nation. So I've done some research on these candidates, and I think they're all very stellar.
What did the department, the city, and most importantly, what did you learn out of this amazing event that happened a year ago?
For me, it continued to reaffirm the belief that you've got to look somebody in the eye and deep down whether they've got the ability to do it, and to trust your judgment in those decisions. You can outthink yourself 18 ways to Sunday when you try to get too smart with the body politic in the community and try to be too politically correct, try to say the right things. But if you're a good, balanced leader and you're doing it for the right reasons, you can trust those instincts. And I think we saw that last year, and we didn't have time to kind of really overthink things. We just did what we thought was the right thing, and that's what the community needed. I think the second thing is little things matter. Little things matter in community organizations and the things you post online. Words matter. I'm a big believer that we've gotten way too bellicose in our political dialogue in 2017 on both sides. And, all from local politics to national politics, people just need to chill out a little bit and grow, use those 2 ears that they've got versus that mouth. And if we do that, we get through these tragedies better. When we try to show off and we tell everybody, try to show everybody how smart we are, that's when the thing starts to get ratcheted up and the real anger and the divide happens.
What's next for you, sir? Are you going to run for re-election? Are you going to keep politics in your heart and mind? What's next?
No, I've got term limits, at the city of Dallas, and term limits at home as well. I've been a business person my whole career, and I'll probably get back into doing some business and try to spend a little bit more time with my family, my wife. I'm getting a little bit older, and so I'm a Democrat. It's tough to run at a state level as a Democrat, and even as a Democrat, I'm a pretty conservative Democrat. And so the Democrat Party is kind of going left on me. So you got the Republicans going right and Democrats going left, and I'm pretty in the middle. So it makes it hard to even think about that. But I didn't get into it to be a professional politician. I got into it to be a real public servant. I didn't ever serve in the armed forces or any of that. This is my chance to give back to our country and the city.
God bless you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. We're very, very happy that you've been the mayor of Dallas. And thank you very much again for joining us on the Wells Report tonight here on 660 AM The Answer.
Well, thank you so much. And I love talking to him about this issue.
Mayor Mike Rawlings of the city of Dallas joining us on the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. Back with more in just a moment.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime this year, something that goes beyond the mundane and gives you a unique perspective, not a vacation, an opportunity to change your life? Hi, Mike Gallagher here. A timely and important expedition to the Holy Land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand With Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that will offer you firsthand insight into Israel's fascinating past and promising future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable place. Get a behind-the-scenes view into many of the places you've read and heard about all your life, all during Jerusalem's 50th anniversary, the Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, and so much more, with expert guides, important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations. Look forward to something special this year. Stand With Israel for the details about this all-inclusive trip happening October 22nd through November the 1st.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand With Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-461-8937. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-461-8937 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-461-8937 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-461-8937.
Hey, it's Frank Reed. I'm visiting with my friend Dr. Chad Glines from Genesis Back and Neck. You probably heard he's partnered with the Elevani Health Group for gel injections for your knee. Now, I've received this procedure myself. My knee pain is completely gone, but you guys do a lot more than knees at Genesis.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a spinal decompression specialist, we've been able to help people for years with their disc problems, but now teaming up with Elevani Health Group, it's amazing what we can do for knees with the gel injections. We have stem cell injections, but we can also take care of pain anywhere with this new device that we use. It's just an unbelievable procedure. And the crazy thing, it's narcotic free.
And the cool thing is this is covered by the insurance and probably even your Medicare.
Absolutely. Medicare covers it. It is just amazing the results we're seeing with this.
You don't have to live with pain any longer. And your initial consultation is always free. Call for your appointment at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-8199. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-8199. That's 1-800-600-8199. 1-800-600-8199.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Now, the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
Ready to go. Oh. You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. 77 Ambush. Live with us for the rest of our lives. Thank goodness that Mike Rawlings joined us as the mayor of Dallas. We want to thank him also for being with us tonight as we commemorate 1 year after that horrific tragedy. And all we can do is take the lessons of that savage day, that day of savagery, and move forward as a community. And I think we've done a superb job of that. And we've certainly done that with superb leadership, not the least of which came from Mike Rawlings. President Donald Trump is surprising when he gets on that big blue jet and flies to far-flung countries across the earth. And I don't know exactly how it is that he transforms himself from the president we see here to the president that Poland and now the rest of Europe is seeing there. All I know is that I enjoy President Trump's presence in the United States, but I have to tell you that I am unbelievably impressed with what he does overseas. And I think that you can get a great understanding about how I feel based on what I'm about to play for you from his speech yesterday. This before the president of Poland and his wife, and the people of Poland and the world. Listen to what President Trump had to say yesterday.
We have to remember that our defense is not just a commitment of money. It is a commitment of will. Because as the Polish experience reminds us, the defense of the West ultimately rests not only on means, but also on the will of its people to prevail and be successful and get what you have to have. The fundamental question of our time is whether the West has the will to survive. Do we have the confidence in our values to defend them at any cost? Do we have enough respect for our citizens to protect our borders? Do we have the desire and the courage to preserve our civilization in the face of those who would subvert and destroy it?
Well, do we? 866-660-5. The West have the courage of our convictions enough to defend them. The president would be accused of bigotry in this by talking about the West and talking about the virtues of the West. All I can tell those people that would criticize President Trump as being some sort of bigoted individual for saying that the West is good, that the West has values worth defending, is that you need to listen to the last part of that speech about the part of those trying to tear Western civilization down, trying to destroy it. You need to decide whose side you're on. I mean, don't worry if you're too busy, because the rest of us will decide what side you're on, should you choose not to. But rather than trust us with such an important decision, you might want to actually do a little bit of thinking about it yourself. The rest of us have already done the thinking that we need to do. The achievements of the Western civilization speak for themselves. What we, the people of the United States, have done throughout the entire country's history is worthy of not just admiration, but honor. Certainly worth defense. Do you not agree? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. The President of the United States throwing a surprising gauntlet, not just at the feet of Europe, but everywhere. Are we willing to defend our values? Do we indeed have confidence enough in our values to defend them? I do. Do we take abuse for that defense? Of course. Why? Well, because there seem to be so many traitors around. There seem to be so many people around that, for whatever reason, want to change America into just a simpering wad of everywhere else. I'm sorry. We're not going to do that. We're not just going to be a part of the world. We mean to lead it. And we have proven in the last 8 years, and if there's any blessing in the Obama administration, in the Obama presidency, we have learned that when the United States does not lead, terror, heartache, misery, and murder ensue. Again, is that not the case? Leading from behind. Yeah. Yeah, that's called disaster. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. The president today spent time with Vladimir Putin. He opened the meeting with the president of Russia with repeated questions about Russia's interference in the 2016 presidential election. The two leaders agreed to work towards an agreement not to meddle in each other's elections in the future. Officials from both sides said today Trump's apparent aggressiveness on the issue was stunning, given the reluctance of both Trump and Putin to acknowledge Russia's use of hacking and propaganda to influence the U.S. vote last year. By the way, this is USA Today. This is not Fox News reporting this. This is USA Today saying, hey, President Trump really got in the face of President Putin. And they talked about interfering in the 2016 presidential election. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson went on to say they had a very robust and lengthy exchange on the subject. I can imagine. The two leaders agreed that there is a substantial hindrance in the ability of us to move the Russia-U.S. relationship forward. The two sides directed their governments to work out details of an agreement not to use cyber attacks as tools of political subversion. One issue, how the two sides would monitor compliance. How do we create a framework in which we have some ability to judge what is happening in the cyber world, and who can we hold accountable? This was a 2-hour meeting that was not scheduled to go that long. As multiple investigations into possible collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign continue to shadow the presidency at home, Trump said as recently as Thursday in Warsaw, nobody really knows what Russia did or did not do. Putin also denied interference and, typical of Russian disputations, demanded evidence. Obviously, we cannot give any evidence that we might have insofar as that it would compromise sources and methods. But once again, it's a very good tactic. The meeting also covered crises in North Korea and Ukraine. There is also a ceasefire in the offing. A ceasefire agreement between the United States and Russia. The agreement is intended to quell fighting in southwest Syria and allow anti-government rebels there to focus on ISIS, the Islamic State. Except for two translators, Secretary Tillerson and Foreign Minister Lavrov, they were the only people in the room for the meeting, which was supposed to last 30 minutes. But instead clocked in at 2 hours and 16 minutes. There was a level of engagement and exchange. Neither of them wanted to stop, which I think is a harbinger for the future that needs to be discussed. The reason that we live in such an era of technology and achievement is because of the competition between two immense military industrial complexes. One based on socialism, the old Soviet Union. The other based on free market capitalism. There was one victor. That being said, the military industrial complexes remain. The best possible thing for the United States, Russia, and the world is for there to be healthy, productive, peaceful competition between the two countries again. This time not based on what was clearly a big government solution to a Russian presence. Socialism does not work. The bureaucracy squashes creativity and achievement. A Russia based on free market capitalism and an American based on free market capitalism, with the possibility, and oh, by the way, it is happening right under our noses. Red Chinese free market capitalism, as they sailed their new aircraft carrier into Hong Kong today. An entire world based on achievement instead of an entire world based on suspicion. An entire world based on achievement. A genuine space race. Who can settle the solar system first? Who can settle it best? There's an interesting statement. And by the way, we're going to be talking about the brand new Space Corps a little bit later on tonight. About 10 o'clock tonight, the United States Space Corps. What I'd like to see is the world engaged in a race toward the next great achievement. I believe that that's what Vladimir Putin wants for his nation. I believe that's what President Trump wants for this nation. The question is, will we be able to circumvent those who would tear us down? Those who believe that Western values are not worth defending, even those who have profited from those Western values mightily. It is my hope that conversations like we're had today, having to do with Vladimir Putin, president of a great nation, and President Donald Trump, president of another great nation, may continue. It is my hope that the president of China join this conversation, and then that the European Union find a way to stay together and join the party as well. Imagine a world in harmony. Can it possibly happen? This is the Wells Report.
This is Jerry Bailey. What we do here on the Retirement Hour in our business is we help people protect and grow their money. Dottie, isn't that what we do?
Absolutely, Jerry. Helping people keep their retirement accounts safe.
Saving safe, their 401ks or IRAs. We're helping you do that right here on the Retirement Hour. We offer a free consultation for that. Dottie, don't you think they should come to see us at the office at Fort Worth or Dallas?
Absolutely. Have them come in. Let us go over everything we can do for them and how we can keep their money safe.
And why are you here today, Dottie?
I'm happy to join your team, and I am also a loyal client. I am so thrilled that I was able to be a part of it.
Give us a call, folks, at 972-358-4907, 972-358-4907, and we will be happy to meet you in Dallas or Fort Worth in one of our offices and show you how this plan works. This is Jerry Bailey inviting you to join me here on the Retirement Hour on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. right here on The Answer, 660 a.m.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Hey, remember the mortgage meltdown of 2008? Have you tried to get a mortgage since then and been turned down?
Or maybe you haven't even tried because your credit score is stuck at 585, or your tax returns have too many write-offs. Well, Cash Call Mortgage has great news for you. We've just introduced programs for people who've been told no. And what's doubly exciting is that we can solve your mortgage problems with no closing costs, no points, title, escrow, and no fees.
Wait, Cash Call, are you saying you now have credit and income-solving mortgages with no closing costs? Are you kidding?
You heard right. A credit or income-solving loan with no closing costs. Call 855-875-CASH, and we'll work with you to solve your mortgage issues. Make the Cash Call at 855-875-CASH.
First Mortgages, Impact Mortgage Corp., DBA Cash Call Mortgage, 1 City Boulevard, Orange, California, 92868, NMLS 128231. Equal housing lender, not licensed in all states, not available in Washington State. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing, terms, and restrictions.
That's 855-875-CASH.
It's after 5 o'clock and you're driving home from another day at the office. Wouldn't it be nice if your advertising was working around the clock? And if you came into the office the next day with some new business to work on? That would be great, right? Here at 660 AM The Answer, we talk to business owners every day, and they all want the same thing, positive word of mouth. They want people talking about them in a good way. Well, we've done that for businesses all across the Metroplex. That's why you hear commercials from many of the same advertisers day after day. It's because advertising on 660 AM The Answer works, and we can do that for your business. Imagine your commercial running in shows you listen to each day, like John David Wells, Mark Davis, or Sean Hannity. Now, it's not right for everybody, and we'll tell you if it's not. We value clients that have the same high ethical standards that we hold dear. If this sounds good to you, go to 660amtheanswer.com and click on Advertise with Us, and it will give you some more information. Then just give us a call or shoot us an email. Thanks.
For centuries, it's been called a land of promise. Today, it's a land of blessing. In 2017, come and experience for yourself the only place God called My Land. Experience Israel next fall and celebrate Jerusalem's 50th anniversary. A once-in-a-lifetime trip awaits as you travel with Pastor Sean Thornton, host of All Things New Radio. Tour Israel like never before during 9 exciting days. You'll visit Galilee, the Jordan Valley, the Garden Tomb, and many other historic sites. Embolden your faith as you trace back the very steps of Jesus and experience firsthand the beauty of Mediterranean landscapes, culinary delights, and return home with a renewed vision for your life. A dedicated team of passionate and knowledgeable professionals will lead the tour. 4- and 5-star travel accommodations will give you comfort and safety for the duration of the trip. For full cost and trip details, visit experienceisraeltour.com. That's experienceisraeltour.com.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM The Answer. The Wells Report with John David Wells. Must hear radio on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. For 2 days next week, Governor Chris Christie is scheduled to sit in as a guest host on sports talk radio station WFAN in New York. Apparently, this is an audition for the former governor for a new career as a talk show host, joining a seeming endlessly long list of politicians who believe that anybody can do talk radio. Just listen to those guys. I mean, anybody can do it. He is slated to be heard Monday and Tuesday instead of afternoon host Mike Francesca. The 2 days will be audition days. Jaime Saberto, station spokesman, said today Francesca is set to leave the station once his contract ends later this year. Christie will be the host of the 2 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. show along with Evan Roberts, a WFAN host. He isn't the only one slotted to audition. Mike Valenti from WXT-FM 97 in Detroit, former National Football League quarterback Chris Sims, and SNY's Brian Custer, the NFL Network and FAN contributor Kim Jones, and on and on and on. They didn't ask me. They didn't ask me to audition. Isn't that strange? Huh?
Darn.
Yeah, they didn't ask me to audition. I wonder why.
Dan Patrick, Lieutenant Governor.
I guess that's it. Listening to the Wells Report, this is 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Debbie Georgiadis. This Sunday on my show, we'll talk with Lieutenant Colonel Alan West about America's military and our role in the world's hotspots from North Korea to the Middle East. Call our 24-hour studio line, 214-556-5659, to leave a question for him. Tune in to America Can We Talk Sundays at 6 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer, online at americacanwetalk.org, or on Facebook Live at America Can We Talk. We talk truth about America and why it matters to you.
I'm Aaron Katz. You might remember me from my radio show or my company with Little Red Trucks. Have you ever wondered why some people suffer from irrational fears like fear of heights, public speaking, or needles? For example, needles used to make me sick until I fixed it. It's because most irrational fears are created from a traumatic experience. It's a form of PTSD that affects many people. The good news is that fears from PTSD can be controlled, and you don't need a lot of prescription drugs or years of therapy to do it. As a certified NLP practitioner, I've learned how to help people eliminate their fears and change their lives. I do it by setting positive and negative triggers and activating them simultaneously. The positive neutralizes the negative, and it doesn't affect you any longer. It's the same as combining red dye and blue dye. The red and the blue both disappear, and it leaves purple. If you or someone you know has an irrational fear that's limiting them in some way, I can help. Visit my website, littleredtrucks.net. That's plural, Little Red Trucks, and it's .net. Let's get to work.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet. And yes, the business is called Good Feet, and they take care of your feet. But in so doing, they take care of foot pain and knee pain and hip pain, even back pain, because it can all be related to your feet and not having the right kind of arch support. Well, the Good Feet stores in DFW, Fort Worth, Plano, South Lake, and Waco, those Good Feet stores are America's arch support experts. Your shoes don't automatically know how much arch support you need. And when I have my Good Feet inserts in my work shoes, in my workout shoes, in my comfy shoes, in my dress shoes, they all feel great. I'm working better, walking better, living life, loving life, because my feet don't hurt. Foot pain, knee pain, hip pain, back pain, they can help with all of these at the Good Feet stores. And they're in Fort Worth, Plano, South Lake, and Waco. And in Fort Worth and South Lake and Waco, they're open Sundays, noon to 5. So learn all about the hours and all the locations at goodfeetdfw.com. Get out of pain today. Goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Another night of arson, looting, and rioting in Hamburg, Germany, site of the G20 summit.
The numbers tell the tale. Officials say that around 160 police officers and several dozen protesters have been injured so far, 70 people arrested. And even though there are something like 20,000 Hamburg police out on the street on duty, the city had to call in reinforcements from elsewhere.
Fox's Greg Palcott. Meanwhile, President Trump had his first one-on-one with Vladimir Putin. The Labor Department releases some encouraging jobs numbers.
The economy added 222,000 jobs in June, much better than analysts expected. And the Department of Labor revised the numbers for May and April, adding an additional 47,000 jobs to those two reports. Hourly wages were also up, but barely.
Fox Business Network's Adam Shapiro. Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, y'all, this is Shane Bell, the co-host of the Dr. Lucy Show.
And this is Dr. Lucy reminding you to tune in each Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m. for the all-new Dr. Lucy Show.
Our goal is to inform, stir the air with perspectives on education, and have a good time in the process.
Visit our website at thedrlucyshow.com for our guest speakers and weigh in on topics you would like to hear explored.
Right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM, The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
You are about to hear from Dr. Douglas Howard. After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because it really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Take Dr. Howard's Health Challenge and find out how to get 2 free sets of fruits and veggies. We'll even ship them to you for free. Call now for details.
Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code 660AM.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. And with a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been to my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you got the Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. I've been telling you about Relief Factor for about 6 months now. I've been using Relief Factor for a lot longer than that. Just like you, I've heard about Relief Factor on the radio, and I simply had to try it because I had hip and knee pain that wasn't going away. Well, it worked for me in about 2.5 weeks. So I asked them if I could endorse the product. That's a true story. Now I'm hearing from listeners everywhere, like Tim from Pennsylvania, who wrote, "Pain I had lived with for 3 to 4 years has completely disappeared. After 2 months of Relief Factor, it has totally vanished. I'll be 72 in March, and I feel at least 10 years younger. It's great to be pain-free again." It sure is. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, knee pain, general muscle aches and pain, do what I did. Go to ReliefFactor.com, order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. Try it for 3 weeks, $19.95. ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com, or call toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
It's been a long time since the last stock market crash, so it's not if it will happen, but when. If you're retired or retiring soon and don't have years to make up a major loss, it's critical to help protect what you have.
This is Ken Murray, host of the Money Matters radio show, inviting you to our free seminar.
The event is 1 p.m. tomorrow, Hilton Garden Inn, Fort Worth Medical District. Don't miss it. Seating is limited, so please reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302. Again, 800-994-0302.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Into the night here on 660 AM. The Answer until midnight on Friday. This is our broadcast. You can call us toll free from anywhere. 866-660 5759. All right. So let me bring you this quick lesson in Republican history yet again. The President of the United States, George W. Bush, nobody remembers in 2000 when he was elected on a platform of reforming the Social Security Administration and reforming IRS. Imagine what would have happened if he had actually been able to do any of that. Obviously, the 9/11 attacks got in the way. But what about 2004 when the president was elected on the original platform? After arguably saving the world, President Bush said, now we've got to do something about Social Security and we have to do something about the IRS. I was always very interested in President Bush's Social Security reform because he said one fascinating statement. He said, even if people just get treasury bonds, just U.S. treasury bonds, the return would be twice what the average return from Social Security is. The money goes to the same place. However, what is the difference between bond money and Social Security money is that the good faith and credit of the United States rides on bond money. Political flimflammery is the guarantee for Social Security. But that's a conversation for a different day. What happened to that amazing agenda? Do something about Social Security. Do something about the IRS. Bill Frist and Denny Hastert happened. They could not get anything accomplished. Why? Well, many of us thought they couldn't get anything accomplished because they were quite simply Democrats. Fast forward to 2016. The President of the United States is now Donald Trump. He ran on a platform of putting America back on top. America first. And oh, by the way, repealing Obamacare, which may have been the most destructive signature legislative event of any president at any time in the history of the United States. How's that process going? Well, we're 6 months in, and the answer is pretty much nowhere. In fact, the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, is now talking about what he has to do if the Obamacare repeal bill, which actually isn't an Obamacare repeal bill, if it dies. It's not because there are people out there not trying to help. Ted Cruz, the senator from Texas, came up with a perfectly workable workaround for those moderate Republicans, of which McConnell decidedly is. These are the people that are Republican in name only and love Obamacare because of the political opportunities it represents. None of us want it, but, as long as Mitch McConnell is, preparing the way for what? His posterity? His posterity as a professional politician? Completely and totally disconnected from the will of the people? That's how come we got Donald Trump, right, Senator McConnell? I'm reasonably sure that you're probably going to retire after this term. The only real question is that retirement going to be a choice of your own or a choice of the people of Kentucky? Here's what Mitch McConnell is saying now. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is pushing for a limited measure if the GOP's Obamacare repeal fails. He argued that a smaller bill would have to focus on helping private insurance markets. The senator's comments include that Republicans may have to negotiate with Democrats over fixes for the healthcare system. The people that made the giant mess must now be called back in to continue the giant mess. No, thank you, Leader McConnell. This, of course, brings us right back to what President Trump said earlier this week. If you can't do your jobs, pass a straight repeal from this desk and this microphone. I call to the Senate Majority Leader of the United States Senate. If indeed it is impossible for you to play politics to the level that you are satisfied with, sir, pass a straight repeal. Fail in that, and I will make it my mission to support the primary opponent that will take you out of public service for the rest of your life. I will make it my mission to support your replacement. I'm not the only one. Conservative groups are warning GOP senators against keeping Obamacare on the Obamacare tax on investment income in their health care bill. GOP lawmakers have floated keeping the Obamacare 3.8% net investment income tax to pay for more generous health care subsidies for low-income people. No, here's what you do. You fix Medicaid. You make sure that the states have enough money to actually run it, and then you get out of the way. You means test Medicaid, and you make sure they have enough money, whether it's via per capita or whether it's a block grant from the federal government. Either way, done. You don't get sucked into the Democrat politics of envy. They've been criticizing the Senate's health care bill for eliminating the tax because it generally applies to high earners. Yeah, it's a tax cut for the wealthy. It's also a way to clean up your mess. But Mitch McConnell wants to make it the Republican Party's mess too. Prominent conservatives argue Democrats will criticize the bill regardless of what happens with the tax. True. They want Obamacare to succeed. This tax, just like any other tax increase, is an anathema to the conservatives as it suppresses economic growth and opportunity throughout the nation. This according to David McIntosh of the Club for Growth. Under no circumstances should the NIIT be included in any forthcoming Republican, quote, repeal, unquote, bill. Obamacare's net investment income tax applies to individuals making more than $200,000 and married couples making more than $250,000. The tax falls on forms of income that includes capital gains, dividends, and interest. In other words, people who are making money with their money. It is one of a number of taxes Democrats enacted to help pay for Obamacare. None of them were sufficient. Obamacare is an unfillable maw with an insatiable appetite for money. I'm asking you if you believe that Mitch McConnell is the Benedict Arnold of the Republican Party. Yes or no, and why? Why is he doing this? Why is he single-handedly bent on bringing down the Republican Party? What can we do about it? 866-660-5759. Here's something we can do. We can support the junior senator from Kentucky, Senator Rand Paul, not quiet about his displeasure with the Republican health care bill, saying he's not going to vote for it unless it looks more like an actual repeal of Obamacare. Paul has derided Republicans for dropping the essence of their previous repeal and replace. I was never happy with that. I just wanted a repeal. Rand Paul has voiced support for separating the repeal effort from the replace effort. He distinguished himself even further from the rest of his caucus as one of the few remaining small government pro-liberty Republicans. He's got a lot of company. Commenting on the current bill, he said, "We have nearly $200 billion in insurance bailouts." Does anybody remember us complaining that Obamacare had insurance bailouts? Why in heaven's name would we be bailing out insurance companies? American insurance companies they may be the number one economic power in the world. What do we need to bail them out for? Rand Paul said now there are Republicans getting so weak-kneed they're saying, oh, we're afraid to repeal the taxes. What happened to these people? They were all for repealing Obamacare. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The same corrupt polling information that led Hillary Clinton to believe that she was going to be the next president of the United States until about 40 days before the election are now saying that people don't want the Republicans to get rid of Obamacare, which is bogus and garbage. Rand Paul says every time you add federal money, more spending for big government Republicans, it offends conservatives. He also said on Neil Cavuto's show on Fox News Channel, quote, "You could say to moderates, we're going to give you more spending over there, but it's going to be on a separate bill. Then you say to conservatives like me that are worried about the debt, and you think we're going to ruin the country, I can't vote for all that spending. So if you want my vote, clean up the repeal. Don't put all the Christmas ornaments and billion-dollar goodies in it. Just give me the repeal. And if the Democrats and big government Republicans insist on Christmas ornaments that cost $45 billion and $100 billion, it'll be on a different bill." His implication is clear. He wants to reduce the federal government's role in health care. So do I. That's what he and his fellow conservatives promised to do. I suggest that they keep their promises. Is Mitch McConnell the Benedict Arnold of the Republican Party? 866-660-5759. This is the Wells Report.
Hello, Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor here. I got a little show on the weekends, Sunday morning, and it's about natural organic gardening. We talk about landscaping and pest control. We talk about tree care. We talk about specific pest control on some things where other people say there are no solutions. Things like oak wilt, rose rosette, crepe myrtle bark scale, and fungal canker on Italian cypress. Join me every Sunday morning, 8 to 11, right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial Management and the host of Plain Talk No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been 2 major crashes in the last 16 years? You need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM The Answer.
I'm Chris Wallace, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago, and since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. I actually don't even think about food. My knee pain went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad is it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. The second month is where I saw a drastic change in the size of my stomach. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400,
the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
At Simple Sleep Services, we believe the best way to treat the serious medical condition of sleep apnea is the easy way. Our team of doctors are experts in providing the least invasive treatment for snoring and sleep apnea, a custom-fit, comfortable solution that you simply pop in before bed each night and wake up feeling refreshed. And it's covered by medical insurance. You don't have to endure the cumbersome CPAP mask or go through the pain and downtime of surgery or implants. We are the most experienced team in the nation providing our treatment. Your diagnosis will be from a board-certified sleep physician using today's latest technology. Let us start you down the path of a restful night's sleep. Visit simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. Treat your sleep apnea and snoring the simple way. No CPAP, no surgery, no implants, just simple sleep. Go to simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. Don't spend another night on the couch or sleeping alone. simplesleepservices.com.
Hey, remember the mortgage meltdown of 2008? Have you tried to get a mortgage since then and been turned down? Or maybe you haven't even tried because your credit score is stuck at 585 or your tax returns have too many write-offs. Well, Cash Call Mortgage has great news for you. We've just introduced programs for people who've been told no. And what's doubly exciting is that we can solve your mortgage problems with no closing costs, no points, title, escrow, and no fees.
Wait, Cash Call, are you saying you now have credit and income-solving mortgages with no closing costs? Are you kidding?
You heard right. A credit or income-solving loan with no closing costs. Call 855-875-CASH, and we'll work with you to solve your mortgage issues. Make the Cash Call at 855-875-CASH.
First mortgages, Impact Mortgage Corp., DBA Cash Call Mortgage, 1 City Boulevard, Orange, California, 92868, NMLS 128231. Equal housing lender, not licensed in all states, not available in Washington State. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing, terms, and restrictions.
That's 855-875-CASH.
Amazing to realize, but it's been almost 2 years I've been talking with you about Relief Factor, and I can tell you I've been continually inundated with testimonials. This is Michael Medved, and I've received thousands of testimonials that come in telling me how excited people are to be out of pain, like Bob from Ohio, who writes, I had a herniated disc in my back in 1984. I started taking Relief Factor, and for the first time, I have been completely out of constant, sometimes excruciating pain. I'm now able to work in the yard, around the house, and do my job in comfort. This is a great product. That's the end of the quote. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle pain, aches, pains of any kind, do what tens of thousands of others have done so successfully. Go to ReliefFactor.com and order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. 1-800-500-8384. That's 1-800-500-8384.
660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM. The Answer.
Is Mitch McConnell the Benedict Arnold of the Republican Party? He seems to be having trouble repealing and or replacing Obamacare. So much so that he wants to, repair Obamacare. I don't remember that word being a part of any of the Republican campaigns for the last 7 years. Repair Obamacare? I wonder if Republicans would be even in power. 866-660-5759. Ann in Fort Worth. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Yes, sir. I don't know if he is or is not Benedict Arnold. I do know that I have already called the offices of Mitch McConnell, Paul Ryan, Ted Cruz, John Cornyn, and Kay Granger. I have told all of them I want it repealed. If anything is done with health care, it should be the states that do it. The Constitution says specifically that anything not granted to the federal government is reserved for the states, period, end. And I can't find any place in the Constitution that it says that health care is granted to the federal government.
I can't either. It's not in any of the founding documents.
No, sir.
It isn't.
Not a one.
Yeah, the pursuit of happiness, and I can assume that would mean your health. That is your pursuit.
That is your pursuit. Exactly. And that's not a guaranteed right. That is just you have the option to try to be happy.
I agree completely. Thanks very much, Ann. I appreciate it. What do we do with this malfunctioning Republican Party? In 2004, we could arguably say, well, fool us once, shame on you. They've taken us right down the same road again. What do we do? The only thing that I can think of is simply replace the Republican Party with the Conservative Party. There already is a Conservative Party of America. The Conservative Party, I believe, is the answer to all of this. Because surely the Republican Party is a lousy steward of conservative principles. Is it not? If it isn't such a lousy steward of conservative principles, we would have more conservative law and fewer conservative principles. Harlan in Gun Barrel City, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hi, John David. You know, the early founding fathers knew there'd be a problem if somebody started playing party politics instead of constitutional principles. McConnell is the Joe Strauss of the U.S. Senate.
I would agree. I think he's a Democrat. I can't imagine why people don't understand that to be the case. I do.
He's voted with Obama every single time.
Well, all I can say is that he is certainly the wrong man for the job he has, because he simply can't
Paul
get
Ryan
something.
Has too. Paul Ryan has done the same thing.
Well, all I can say is that Paul Ryan got a repeal and replace bill out of the House.
Well, at least he's done that.
You see,
McConnell hasn't even budged.
Exactly. All McConnell can do is just stand there and go, well, that's because he wants Obamacare to be the law of the land. I'm sorry, Mitch. You're missing the entire boat here. You know, posterity can be a good and bad thing. So far, I wouldn't necessarily believe that your posterity is worth more than a plug nickel, Mr. McConnell. You better get it together quickly. Somebody needs to get his attention and say, the American people have spoken. You need to start listening, sir. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. In the last 2 months, we've saved our customers over $500,000. How'd we do it? With our exclusive partnership with your utility provider, we get to offer instant rebates of up to $1,500 when you replace that worn-out AC system. When you combine that with Carrier's Cool Cash savings of up to $3,500, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. Now that's how you save people money without gimmicks. But you'll have to hurry because the utility funds can run out at any time. So we're scheduling our free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning. And you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-8199. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-8199. That's 1-800-600-8199. 1-800-600-8199.
It's after 5 o'clock and you're driving home from another day at the office. Wouldn't it be nice if your advertising was working around the clock? And if you came into the office the next day with some new business to work on? That would be great, right? Here at 660 AM The Answer, we talk to business owners every day, and they all want the same thing, positive word of mouth. They want people talking about them in a good way. Well, we've done that for businesses all across the Metroplex. That's why you hear commercials from many of the same advertisers day after day. It's because advertising on 660 AM The Answer works, and we can do that for your business. Imagine your commercial running in shows you listen to each day, like John David Wells, Mark Davis, or Sean Hannity. Now, it's not right for everybody, and we'll tell you if it's not. We value clients that have the same high ethical standards that we hold dear. If this sounds good to you, go to 660amtheanswer.com and click on Advertise with Us, and it will give you some more information. And if it's a caller, shoot us an email. Thanks.
USARoofing.com, founded in DFW in 1979, before there was a .com, is the roofer you should call for all of the Metroplex, residential and commercial. Let me guess, you've seen hail maybe as big as baseballs this year doing damage to your home, and your insurance company has made its settlement offer. You're about to call a roofer the insurance adjuster suggested. Stop right there. Sometimes the adjuster doesn't find all of the damage. You need a roofer that finds all of the damage caused by the storm. Bruce Hollingsworth from USARoofing.com checks the roof, gutters, windows, and fences. Why? Did you know that when you go to sell your home in a few years, damage missed by the adjuster could stop your home from closing or take thousands of dollars from the proceeds of your sale? Even if you just put on a new roof a year ago, if your home was hit in the latest storm, you need to have Bruce check for damage. USARoofing.com has a free lifetime warranty. Call Bruce at 972-263-2938 or find them on the web at USARoofing.com. That's USARoofing.com.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Vines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. We don't use addictive drugs, and we don't use any type of dangerous invasive surgery for these problems. Spinal decompression is safe, FDA cleared, and it's not painful, and has about an 86% success rate. We accept most insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. You will sit down and visit with me personally until I've answered all of your questions. And if you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you,
Still
it's
Mark
on
Davis
the Wells
Wells
Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Coming up on Monday, say 7 o'clock. Why don't we find out what Mark Davis is going to be talking about at that time? Mark, tell us, please.
Hey, JD, happy Friday. Good weekend to you and your listeners. So Trump has met Putin, right? The president on the world stage. How did he do? We'll take the weekend, see what's going on, and ask on Monday morning, what does he come home to? You know, we still have to fix Obamacare, right? My favorite fix is to get rid of it and replace it with free market solutions and as little government as possible. But hey, that's how I roll. We will roll through the weekend and into a Monday morning show chronicling all the big stories and stuff making news on Monday morning. So join us, Monday Morning Mark Davis Show, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Since we last left the heartbreaking story of Charlie Gard, the hospital at the Vatican offered the National Health Service in England, offered to take Charlie Gard off their hands and to care for this little kid. The National Health Service said no. New York Presbyterian Hospital and Columbia University Irving Medical Center have now announced that they would be willing to admit and evaluate Charlie Gard, the terminally ill 11-month-old in London. All they ask that Charlie be transferred safely. Whatever legal hurdles may be out there resolved. And it needs to receive emergency-approved experimental treatment as appropriate from the FDA. Charlie's parents want to bring him to the United States. There is experimental medical treatment here. It may prolong his life. But in England, a succession of judges have backed specialists at the Great Ormond Street Hospital in London who say the therapy won't help Charlie and may cause him to suffer. Suffer worse than dying? President Trump, Pope Francis, brought international attention to the family's legal battle by commenting on a case that pits the rights of parents to decide what's best for their children against the responsibility of authorities to make sure children receive the most appropriate care. It comes down to this. Who do you trust to take care of your children? Parents or politicians? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. To me, it's very simple. The National Health Service does have a responsibility for the health and welfare, well-being of the people of Great Britain. That's what the people of Great Britain wanted, apparently. They voted that into office, and that seems to be what they choose to live with. But what I don't understand is I don't understand how it is that doctors who swear a Hippocratic oath first do no harm would then seek to do harm to the point of death for this child. I know the kid is ill. I know the kid has a terminal disease. I don't even believe that the people at the hospital in Great Britain are wrong. But I believe that the bureaucrats of the National Health Service need to let this kid go for the sake of their own future to a place that may or may not be able to help Charlie Gard. You see, at some point, somebody's going to come up with a way to help kids like Charlie. I believe that we're on the brink of great science that will make it possible to rehabilitate either destroyed or missing brain tissue. And I believe that anything, that any contribution that can be made by any individual, including Charlie Gard, should be allowed to move forward. And this is the great monstrosity of a bureaucratic healthcare system. This is the great nightmare. Everybody's talking about how the judges have to make heartbreaking decisions. They do have to make heartbreaking decisions. Why? Because they want to. They don't have to make this decision. This is a voluntary exercise. When it comes right down to it, if there's somebody out there that can save this kid or prolong this kid's life, it's up to the parents to be able to arrange for it to happen, and it's up for the government to get out of the way of making it happen. In the United States, you have to be able to prove that medicine, in order to get FDA approval or some kind of treatment, is safe and therapeutic and effective. You have to be able to prove that. Double-blind testing, all this kind of thing happens. This treatment that they want to try with Charlie may or may not actually save his life. But if this treatment does not save his life, does not do anything except keep him on life support for a few more days, weeks, or months, then they know that the protocols that they had been working on are not successful, and they can move to a different place. They can move to a different solution set. They can find out what's wrong with this one and improve it for the next time. The National Health Service, if it's not something that's already in their book, they don't care. This experimental procedure is not in the NHS book. Therefore, it does not exist. Most people would think at that point that the kid belongs to the parents. Not so. The National Health Service believes the kid belongs to them. And they know how best for Charlie Gard to die instead of turning him over to somebody that might help him live. That is the monstrous evil of socialized medicine. Jim in Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hey, JD, man, I tell you, this just makes my blood boil. You know, the bureaucracy doesn't always know best. It's just ridiculous. If they don't want to treat him, that's fine, but let him go. Let him get the treatment that works great, doesn't great, because this thing could be the breakthrough for a vast new treatment. And what are these idiots doing? Just standing in the way of progress.
If it's not, then that's progress. If this protocol, this treatment doesn't work, that's progress. Okay? We thought this was going to help, it didn't. Darn. Charlie will contribute to that process. They are standing in the way. It isn't written down in their book. I have long said that when the government is involved, regardless of what the government is involved in, whatever it is, that particular goal, need, product, what have you, becomes secondary to the government process. This is what's happening here. The judges don't care if Charlie Gard lives or dies. All they care about is whether or not they made the proper decision. The hospital doesn't care whether Charlie Gard lives or dies. All they care about is that the court uphold what their decision was. The only people that care whether Charlie Gard lives or dies are his parents. And they are being told that they cannot move forward with something that is being gifted to them. By something apparently missing in the entire British medical system. And you know what that is? Humanity is missing. Humanity is missing. That's why it's the National Health Service and not the National Human Service. Andrew in Plano, welcome to the Wells Report.
JD, I was just thinking, the party of science, the progressives, is that not the biggest misnomer in the world right now? Are they not deniers of scientific progress, of medical progress? Are they not regressive in nature?
Here's what's going on. They are only the science party when science proves their politics. They're only the human party when whatever human topic proves their politics.
Yeah. Couldn't agree with you more.
If there is not some sort of way of proving progressive politics, it doesn't exist. Not only does it not exist, it is a statement of insanity. Not only is it a statement of insanity, it is so far-flung and ridiculous and stupid people will die. Die, I say. Nancy Pelosi said that if Obamacare, for whatever reason, was turned aside, that hundreds of thousands of people will die. Okay. In that case, Obamacare, the repeal of Obamacare would be essentially on par with the Veterans Administration health system. Because according to the Inspector General report on what the Veterans Administration medical system has done, hundreds of thousands of people have died. 307,000 people, to be exact. All of them veterans. So, Nance, I doubt very sincerely that the Republicans could even craft anything close to what you have already been lording over as the leader of the Democrats in the House of Representatives, that being that magnificent VA medical system. It's only killed 307,000 people. I guess when you say that if indeed if Obamacare is repealed, I guess you can say with some authority that hundreds of thousands of people will die because basically you've already killed that many. Now, I know that that's a hyperbolic and unfair statement. Sort of like saying that if we repeal a socialist medical system, very much like the National Health Service, that hundreds of thousands of people will die. You know what? In this Charlie Gard business, one person dying is enough for me. How about you? To answer my question, who should be responsible for children's lives? Their parents. Now get out of the way of their parents and let them try to save their son. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, y'all, this is Shane Bell, the co-host of the Dr. Lucy Show.
And this is Dr. Lucy reminding you to tune in each Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m. for the all-new Dr. Lucy Show.
Our goal is to inform, stir the air with perspectives on education, and have a good time in the process.
Visit our website at thedrlucyshow.com for our guest speakers and weigh in on topics you would like to hear explored.
Right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Barb was stuck in a pit of debt quicksand, only making minimum payments.
If you buy something that's $2,000 and then you only pay $25 a month, you end up paying $2,000 in interest.
Barb does not like being taken advantage of.
I just don't like that. I like being in control and paying my bills.
Barb regained control with help from National Debt Relief.
I love National Debt Relief. They were very helpful.
National Debt Relief has helped thousands of folks just like Barb eliminate more than $500 million of debt, and they're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau.
They make it pretty easy. They negotiated with my debtors. National Debt Relief saved me thousands of dollars. I like them.
Now that Barb's got it handled,
I don't have to worry about not being able to pay somebody. That's what I love. It's like you get your life back. You can start over. Yay!
If you're in debt for more than $10,000, Barb says you should call who?
Definitely recommend National Debt Relief. If they can help me, they can help anybody.
Call now. 800-993-5881. 800-993-5881. 800-993-5881. 1.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30s, 60s, or 90s? Can't get a business loan because you have no equity, bad credit, or no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors. Get cash right now for your invoices instead of getting turned down by the banks or taking out a high-interest business loan. There is nothing to pay back. We simply buy your accounts receivable, and if those clients don't pay on those invoices, we take the loss. You have already been paid. We don't give you funds based on your credit. We give you funds based on your accounts receivable. Go buy that new equipment, hire those new employees, or use the working funds to bid on jobs you never thought you could go after. With AmeriFactors, there is no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the working funds while we wait for the net 30s, 60s, and 90s. Fund your business today with AmeriFactors by calling 800-698-9150. That's 800-698-9150. Or text FACTOR to 41411. That's FACTOR to 41411. And simply click the link to call and get funds within 48 hours.
My legs were awful.
I always felt uncomfortable and self-conscious.
I had never been real happy about the spider veins in my ankles and my legs.
I started noticing fatigue in my leg.
I was so self-conscious. Then I went to Vein Clinics of America.
It's time to love your legs again. Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I found the Vein Clinics of America, and look at my legs now.
You just feel like, you know what, I want to do so much today. It's such a big difference.
My experience with Vein Clinics of America was amazing.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for summer. Call now to schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Call 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to cover your ears because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be better than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to cover your ears now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could resolve your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-600-1637. That's 1-800-600-1637. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-600-1637. 1-800-600-1637. 1-800-600-1637.
For the last decade, it's been called the greatest libertarian show on earth. This year will be no different. Attended by the most brilliant conservative minds today, join us for Freedom Fest, July 19th through the 22nd at the Paris Resort in Las Vegas. This year, come hear the likes of Greg Gutfeld from Fox News, actor William Shatner, and SRN's very own Larry Elder and Michael Medved. Register now at freedomfest.com and save $100 by using the code REASON100 at freedomfest.com.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. I want to congratulate Texas Rangers shortstop Elvis Andrus and his wife Corey. They have their first child, Elvis Emilio Andrus Thebes, F-E-B-I-E-S, Thebes, was born at 1:22 a.m. Thursday. His middle name was Andrus' late father's, which Andrew scratches into the infield dirt before every game. The baby came in at 8.1 pounds, and the Rangers reported that everybody is in good health. Elvis Jr. will likely be seen in the Rangers clubhouse trying to touch Adrian Beltre Jr. on the head in the near future. It's a great day when your first child is born. It is a great day when your first child is born. Congratulations, Elvis. It's got to feel pretty good, my friend. How nice is it, huh? How nice is it, your first child? Yep. Keep it going. Now that you're on a winning streak, you gotta keep going. You gotta get that hitting streak going. Keep after it. Do not slow down. Make hay, yes. Make hay while the sun shines. 866-660-5759 is our telephone number. 866-660-5759. How would you like to be a member of a brand new branch of the United States military? How would you like to do that? Stick around. I've got all the details on doing exactly that. Next, this is the Wells Report.
Hello, Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor here. I got a little show on the weekends, Sunday morning, and it's about natural organic gardening. We talk about landscaping and pest control. We talk about tree care. We talk about specific pest control on some things where other people say there are no solutions. Things like oak wilt, rose rosette, crepe myrtle bark scale, and fungal canker on Italian cypress. Join me every Sunday morning, 8 to 11, right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, everybody. Dennis Gibbs here. You know, the boat guy. Talking about boats, boating, lakes, marinas, and, well, if it floats, we talk about it. The advice we give is the best you will ever hear. They call it expert advice. Between myself, Boating Royalty, Lake Level Ginger, and Brother Strick, you hear only intelligent talk. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer, the Big Boat and Outdoor Show brought to you by DallasBoatsForSale.com.
Dennis Prager here, and for 2 years now, I've been telling you about my wife, Sue, who tried Relief Factor because of her knee pain, and it worked. This is before I ever even heard about the product. I never endorsed a pain reliever, but now I am. And yes, now I'm taking Relief Factor too. Maybe you've heard me call it a miracle. In fact, listen to what Amanda from Texas wrote. I was having pain in my left thumb area and left side of my leg from my knee about 4 inches up. After about a week of taking Relief Factor, the pain in my leg has gone away. And a few days later, the pain in my left hand is gone. We've gotten thousands of these testimonials. And if you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle aches and pain, do what my wife Sue did. Try Relief Factor. Go to relieffactor.com. or call them toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
If you're retired or retiring soon and need a solid financial plan for your retirement income, don't miss this free Money Matters Retirement Seminar. The special event is 1 p.m. tomorrow, Fort Worth Medical District. In addition, learn to help grow your retirement portfolio when possible, while also helping protect it from a stock market crash. What you can do to help make your savings last, and so much more. Don't miss it. Seating is limited, so please reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. President Trump began his first ever meeting with Vladimir Putin, bringing up accusations Russia meddled in last year's election. Secretary of State Tillerson, who was in the room, said
they had a very robust and lengthy exchange on the subject.
Vladimir Putin denied culpability in meddling in the election. President Trump, to some degree, accepted that and said, okay, we're going to agree to disagree.
Fox's John Roberts at the G20 summit in Hamburg. With North Korea in mind, the Pentagon's about to test an anti-ballistic missile system to counter the threat from Pyongyang.
The U.S. Missile Defense Agency is going to be testing for the first time the THAAD missile system. It's terminal high-altitude area defense coming from the Pacific Spaceport Complex in Alaska, aimed at detecting, tracking, and destroying ballistic missiles. That test is going to be done sometime soon.
Fox's Jill Nato. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
Fruits and vegetables in a capsule? Really? Let me get this straight. Over 10 servings of 31 different 100% pure fruits and veggies every day, no fillers, no additives, in vegetarian capsules at a cost of about 20 cents per serving? Do you want to know more? And why wouldn't you? Tune in this Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. for the Balance of Nature Show. Everything you need to know in a capsule. That's this Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. You don't want to miss this one.
This is Jerry Bailey. What we do here on the Retirement Hour in our business is we help people protect and grow their money. Dottie, is that what we do?
Absolutely, Jerry. Helping people keep their retirement accounts safe.
Saving safe, their 401ks, their IRAs. We're helping you do that right here on the Retirement Hour. We offer a free consultation for that. Dottie, don't you think they should come to see us at the office at Fort Worth or Dallas?
Absolutely. Have them come in. Let us go over everything we can do for them and how we can keep their money safe.
And why are you here today, Dottie?
I'm happy to join your team, and I am also a loyal client. I am so thrilled that I was able to be a part of it.
Give us a call, folks, at 972-358-4907, 972-358-4907, and we will be happy to meet you in Dallas or Fort Worth in one of our offices and show you how this plan works. This is Jerry Bailey inviting you to join me here on the Retirement Hour on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. right here on The Answer, 660 a.m.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
If you're young and healthy, you don't need life insurance, right? Yeah, that's what I used to think too, until my brother died at 38. Joe left his wife with 2 kids, a mortgage, and a stack of bills she couldn't pay. Mary had to sell the house and move everybody into this tiny 2-bedroom apartment just to make ends meet. I never want to do that to my wife, so I got life insurance. I called AIG Direct and was really surprised how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. Listen, if you have a family, you should seriously think about getting life insurance. You'll feel a lot better having it, trust me.
Call AIG Direct for a free, no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-700-6492. That's 1-800-700-6492. 1-800-700-6492.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet. And yes, the business is called Good Feet, and they take care of your feet. But in so doing, they take care of foot pain and knee pain and hip pain, even back pain, because it can all be related to your feet and not having the right kind of arch support. Well, the Good Feet stores in DFW, Fort Worth, Plano, South Lake, and Waco, those Good Feet stores are America's arch support experts. Your shoes don't automatically know how much arch support you need. And when I have my Good Feet inserts in my work shoes, in my workout shoes, in my comfy shoes, in my dress shoes, they all feel great. I'm working better, walking better, living life, loving life, because my feet don't hurt. Foot pain, knee pain, hip pain, back pain, they can help with all of these at the Good Feet stores. And they're in Fort Worth, Plano, South Lake, and Waco. And in Fort Worth and South Lake and Waco, they're open Sundays, noon to 5. So learn all about the hours and all the locations at goodfeetdfw.com. Get out of pain today. Goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com.
USARoofing.com, founded in DFW in 1979, before there was a .com, is the roofer you should call for all of the Metroplex, residential and commercial. Let me guess, you've seen hail maybe as big as baseballs this year doing damage to your home, and your insurance company has made its settlement offer. You're about to call a roofer the insurance adjuster suggested. Stop right there. Sometimes the adjuster doesn't find all of the damage. You need a roofer that finds all of the damage caused by the storm. Bruce Hollingsworth from USARoofing.com checks the roof, gutters, windows, and fences. Why? Did you know that when you go to sell your home in a few years, damage missed by the adjuster could stop your home from closing or take thousands of dollars from the proceeds of your sale? Even if you just put on a new roof a year ago, if your home was hit in the latest storm, you need to have Bruce check for damage. USARoofing.com has a free lifetime warranty. Call Bruce at 972-263-2938 or find them on the web at USARoofing.com. That's USARoofing.com.
Have you ever considered joining the military but stopped because you couldn't deploy to a foreign country? Believe it or not, the state of Texas has its own military force that stands alongside the Texas National Guard, the Texas Air National Guard, and serves only inside the state of Texas. It's called the Texas State Guard. I'm Tech Sergeant John Wells of the 4th Air Wing, and we're looking for you to join us. Give us a call at 877-398-8350. That's 877-398-8350. If you love Texas as much as we do, join the 4th Air Wing of the Texas State Guard.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and AEG Live, welcome the Outcry Festival with Louis Giglio.
And it's believing God who says the latter days are going to be greater than the former days. And you'll always be able to say, I was there.
Hillsong United. Jesus Culture. Lauren Daigle. Passion and more. Saturday, August 5th at Toyota Stadium in Frisco. OutcryFestival.com. That's OutcryFestival.com.
660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. A congressional committee has come together and is now proposing that the U.S. Armed Forces add a new military branch that would quite literally send soldiers out of this world. CNN reports the year is 2019. The mission sent combat forces into space to save the world from potential Star Wars.
That's not fake news. You're coming from CNN?
Yeah, it is coming from CNN. Yeah. It could be fake news. But this may not be the droid you're looking for. Oh, goodness gracious. So here's what's going on. It's the United States Space Corps. I would call it the United States Space Force. But it could be an adjunct to the United States Air Force and be the United States Space Corps, not unlike the United States Marine Corps as an adjunct to the United States Navy. The crew of real-life Buzz Lightyears described in the National Defense Authorization Act, which is now headed to the full House for a vote. There isn't anything extraordinary about the NDAA, which every year lays out military spending, but this time the House Armed Services Committee voted 60-1 in favor of a bill that would, among many other things, create a new branch of the armed forces since the Air Force's founding in 1947. Among the Space Corps' official duties, as established in the bill, would be providing combat-ready space forces that enable their commanders of the combatant commands to fight and win wars. The Space Corps would fall under the United States Air Force in the same way the Marine Corps does the Navy. The Chief of Staff of the Space Corps, a presidential appointee with a 6-year term, would be on equal footing with the Air Force's Chief of Staff. Both would report to the Secretary of the Air Force. There's only one main problem with the proposal. Neither the Air Force Secretary nor its Chief of Staff are thrilled with separating America's own Guardians of the Galaxy from the rest of the armed forces. I've been shocked by the response of the Air Force leadership, said Mike Rogers of Alabama. But Congressman chairs the subcommittee that wrote the Space Corps into the legislation. Senior Air Force officials said the proposed Corps is an unnecessary change in the force's existing space efforts. The Space Corps wouldn't exactly be boldly going where no man has gone before. The Air Force Space Command has been working towards that since 1982. This will make it more complex, add more boxes to the organizational chart, and cost more money, said Secretary Heather Wilson. She's the Air Force Secretary. There's still plenty more congressional hoops before the Space Corps to jump through before it would become official, but at least the name sounds cool. I can also see what the uniforms would look like. You ready? Completely black with bright chrome buttons and hardware. So it basically looked like space and stars. How cool. I think it would be very, very neat. I think it would be very, very good. The only problem that I have with it is, okay, so what would you do? Would you set up, say, for example, would you have a military lunar base that's a part of the civilian lunar base or off to the side? Would you have another space station? If so, how would you build it? And then there would be the important question, would you put weapons up there? And if you did put weapons up there, what kind of weapons would be there?
Your mom.
Would they be totally defensive in nature? There would be some sort of world treaty that would have to say, okay, so how about this? Weapons in space can only be used in space. In other words, you cannot fire a weapon from space to impact the Earth. Would it be possible, say, for example, to have weapons that would also not be allowed to penetrate the Earth's atmosphere? Now, the question is, we do have weapons that would work in space. As crazy as this sounds, there is an airborne military laser system that will shoot down missiles. It's sort of been in this netherworld of function and non-function. It was put together in a 747, and then the funding went away. Then the funding came back and it was dramatically improved, and then the funding went away. And I think that's where it is right now. It was fundamentally improved to the point where it was a deadly weapon system. And then it sort of just kind of like they just parked it somewhere in Edwards Air Force Base in some hangar somewhere, waiting for funding to come through again. The airborne laser weapons system. I think that's what it's called. Would you like to be a part of the United States Air Force U.S. Space Corps? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I have long thought, just like everybody else, at least everybody that's ever quoted on this, that it was the biggest mistake that we ever made that we stopped going to the moon. We should have never stopped going to the moon. We should be able to look up there right now and see the city of Armstrong. Why would we not? Arguably, we're $19 trillion in national debt. How come we don't have an actual honest to God city up there right now? Why are we sitting here working with the United States Space Corps when what we should be doing is figuring out some way to appropriate money for the United States Park Service to have Apollo Space Park? You know, can you imagine? If you've ever been to Yellowstone, have you ever been to Yellowstone Park? If you've ever been to Yellowstone, they have these walkways. They're made out of wood. They're like decking. And they go from like rainbow pool to the mud pots and all this. And you see all this really cool stuff. What we should do is we should have every single one of those Apollo landing sites with walkways around everything so you can see what they did. Same thing with the Surveyor spacecraft. I believe it was Apollo 12 that took some metal off of Surveyor. I can't remember which Surveyor it was. One of the Surveyor spacecraft that was a previous to a man landing on the moon. Back in the 60s, we landed Surveyor missions on the moon. And I think it was Apollo 12 that took some pieces off of a Surveyor spacecraft to see what space had done to the metal. I realize that this might seem strange and far-fetched, but it's not strange or far-fetched. We could go anytime we chose. We actually know how. You know, they talk about all this stuff about, you know, how slide rules were used to create the Saturn rocket and all of the hardware necessary to go to the moon back in the 60s, late 50s and 60s. Well, it still works, you know. There might be better ways of doing it, and it cost $100 billion. That's all the moon missions cost, $100 billion. We spent $5.5 trillion in the first 2 years of the Obama administration. Nobody has any idea where any of that money went. It just disappeared. It's just gone. I swear, we should be able to look at the moon and see lights up there. It shouldn't be so crazy that people be traveling back and forth from the moon. There's nothing wrong with that. We could do it anytime we chose. But what happened to us? I'll tell you what happened. We started listening to politicians. That's what we started doing. Started listening to people like Walter Mondale, who said, you know, that money could be better spent on Earth. Really? How? Look at all the money that we've spent. Some of it's been spent beautifully. I agree. But the vast majority of the money that's been spent in the last at least 10 years, I have no idea where any of that money went. And neither do you. I don't know. It seems to me that what we need to do is pass a bill so that we'll call it the Fundamental Practical Government Appropriations Act, where if you appropriate money for something, there has to be some sort of tangible way of seeing what that money spent, well, what that money was spent on, and what it purchased. Don't you think? Eight 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. You're listening to the Wells Report. Answer some of these questions. Would you be willing to support a United States Park Service project to cordon off the Apollo landing sites? Yes or no? 866-660-5759. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Kevin Christ with the KPC Financial Show.
And I'm Karen Christ, his better half.
You said it, honey.
And we are the founders of KPC Financial Solutions. We want to invite you to listen every Sunday at 5 p.m. to our KPC Financial Show, where we will share with you the 7 strategies for successful retirement and how to tailor-make your retirement blueprint.
So join us right here every Sunday at 5 p.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime, and I mean it, a lifetime this year? Dennis Prager here, and a timely and important expedition to the land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand with Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that offers you firsthand insight into Israel's unique past and probably unique future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable nation. Get a behind-the-scenes gains view into many of the places you've read and heard about, all during United Jerusalem's 50th anniversary. The Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, Golan Heights, and much more. With expert guides and important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com for all the details.
At Simple Sleep Services, we believe the best way to treat the serious medical condition of sleep apnea is the easy way. Our team of doctors are experts in providing the least invasive treatment for snoring and sleep apnea. A custom-fit, comfortable solution that you simply pop in before bed each night and wake up feeling refreshed. And it's covered by medical insurance. You don't have to endure the cumbersome CPAP mask or go through the pain and downtime of surgery or implants. We are the most experienced team in the nation providing our treatment. Your diagnosis will be from a board-certified sleep physician using today's latest technology. Let us start you down the path of a restful night's sleep. Visit simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. Treat your sleep apnea and snoring the simple way. No CPAP, no surgery, no implants, just simple sleep. Go to simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. Don't spend another night on the couch or sleeping alone. simplesleepservices.com.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Hey, for years now, you've heard us talk about the great success Genesis Back and Neck has with spinal decompression. Well, now they've teamed up with the medical providers of Elevani Health Group to offer truly amazing treatments for knee pain and knee arthritis. If you've been told you need knee surgery, or if you suffer from chronic knee pain, then listen to this. Frank Reed here to tell you about the gel injections that I got from the Elevani Health Group working with Genesis Back and Neck. These treatments are virtually painless. They work immediately, and the results are long-lasting. The bottom line is that these treatments really do work. My knee pain is completely gone. They can see you the same day in most cases. You don't have to wait months, and the treatments are usually covered by your insurance, even Medicare. Call today for your free consultation, 817-328-1922, or go online, Elevani, ELEVANI, health.com. Don't suffer with the knee pain any longer. Call 817-328-1922.
American Leak Detection.
This is Will Mill from American Leak Detection. I'm proud to say we are the best in the business when it comes to finding and fixing leaks around your home. Find out more about our green initiative at AmericanLeakDetection.com. Water is our planet's most precious resource. From leaks to innovative water-saving solutions, call us anytime. We are American Leak Detection, leading the way in conserving water. Find us at AmericanLeakDetection.com.
American Leak Detection.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report, a daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. Kevin in Dallas. Thanks for joining us. Hello.
Hi. Okay, so I have two comments. Firstly, with regard to space travel, space exploration, I don't want to go out there just to be out there. I think we've done enough of that. In fact, if anything, I think one of the big problems that space exploration has done by the United States is that it's been the domain of scientists and researchers and and basically geeks who just want to like look at rocks and stuff, and I'm tired of that. I really want space to be a manufacturing hub, because the things we can manufacture out there in low and zero gravity are really exotic. The next, especially like electronics, the next wave of microprocessors and silicon wafers and this sort of thing that can be manufactured out there in low gravity. I mean, you can imagine the power of literally 1,000 smartphones in one smartphone compared to what you can manufacture here on the surface.
Well, it's actually, what I would like to see happen is this. How many times have you ever heard this old saw, invest in real estate because they're not making any more of it?
Yeah.
Well, there's an entire moon covered with it.
Yeah.
And and not just covered with it, but what is up there? What's up there is everything that you could ever possibly need to live as well as you could ever possibly want. And all you have to do is go up there. You see, as far as I was concerned, the only launches that we should ever make on Earth would be shuttle launches to the moon. And we should be launching all space missions from the moon instead of the Earth. And the reason is because, first of all, we need to have a human presence on the moon that is permanent and ongoing forever. And why not? You talk about don't go out there just to be out there. I mean, we don't need to be floating around in low Earth orbit with the International Space Station. That's fine. But the International Space Station, the interesting thing about that is that there used to be, when they were trying to figure out how to go to the moon, they came up with a couple of different ways of doing it. One was lunar orbit rendezvous, which is what they chose. But the other was Earth orbit rendezvous. And that was build a launch facility to the moon in Earth orbit and launch from there to the moon and back. Now, arguably, we already have the first piece of that, which is the International Space Station. Just like those Soyuz spacecraft that bring the astronauts to the station, the ISS, and take them back, you don't have to send them back to the Earth. You can send them on to the moon.
Yeah.
And and the thing about it is that okay, if that's what we're going to do, then how can we continue to expand the International Space Station so that we can use that as a basically a jumping off point to get to the moon? Well, it's real simple. It's already there. You use expendable launchers to build it instead of the space shuttle, which you've retired. And all you have to do is give NASA enough money and clear direction and say, go and build it. And they'll do it. This is the Wells Report.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? Are you tired of paying high fees and commission even when you lose your money? How would you like to have guaranteed growth and a lifetime of income you could never outlive? Then join Brian Baker for the Smart Money Radio Show every Saturday at 5 p.m. Brian is an expert and can give you the answers to those questions and will teach you how to be smart with your money. That's Smart Money Radio with Brian Baker every Saturday at 5 p.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hi, everybody. Dennis Gibbs here. You know, the boat guy. Talking about boats, boating, lakes, marinas, and, well, if it floats, we talk about it. The advice we give is the best you will ever hear. They call it expert advice. Between myself, boating royalty, lake level ginger, and brother Strick, you hear only intelligent talk. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer, the Big Boat and Outdoor Show, brought to you by DallasBoatsForSale.com.
Over 70 million Americans have unhealthy blood pressure levels. Are you one of them? Introducing Berkeley Life, a 100% drug-free supplement to help maintain normal, healthy blood pressure while supporting energy and vitality. Now, for a limited time, try Berkeley Life free. Call 800-711-1959. A key to maintaining healthy blood pressure is your body's nitric oxide levels. Berkeley Life helps to boost nitric oxide levels naturally. The breakthrough is from a discovery which won a Nobel Prize in medicine on nitric oxide levels in the bloodstream. Berkeley Life includes free saliva test strips to see your levels instantly. Now, there is a supplement you test yourself and can see it's working. In a consumer study, 91% felt healthier after taking Berkeley Life for just 3 weeks. Here's Dr. Regina Drews, board-certified cardiologist.
I recommend the Berkeley Life supplement and test strips to help my patients maintain a healthier heart and blood vessels.
Get your free 30-day supply. Call 800-711-1959. Just pay shipping and handling. 800-711-1959. 800-711-1959. Results may vary.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. In the last 2 months, we've saved our customers over $500,000. How'd we do it? With our exclusive partnership with your utility provider, we get to offer instant rebates of up to $1,500 when you replace that worn-out AC system. When you combine that with Carrier's Cool Cash savings of up to $3,500, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. Now that's how you save people money without gimmicks. But you'll have to hurry because the utility funds can run out at any time. So we're scheduling our free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30s, 60s, or 90s? Can't get a business loan because you have no equity, bad credit, or no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors. Get cash right now for your invoices instead of getting turned down by the banks or taking out a high-interest business loan. There is nothing to pay back. We simply buy your accounts receivable. And if those clients don't pay on those invoices, we take the loss. You have already been paid. We don't give you funds based on your credit. We give you funds based on your accounts receivable. Go buy that new equipment, hire those new employees, or use the working funds to bid on jobs you never thought you could go after. With AmeriFactors, there is no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the working funds while we wait for the net 30s, 60s, and 90s. Fund your business today with AmeriFactors by calling 800-698-9150. That's 800-698-9150. Or text FACTOR to 41411. That's FACTOR to 41411. And simply click the link to call and get funds within 48 hours.
You are about to hear from Dr. Douglas Howard.
After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because it really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Take Dr. Howard's Health Challenge and find out how to get 2 free sets of fruits and veggies. We'll even ship them to you for free. Call now for details.
Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code 660AM.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. John David Wells at your service. How are you? Telephone number 866-660-5759. No. This pause brought to you by our executive producer, Vicki Steifer, who changed her mind right in the middle of what I was saying to ask me to do something else, which I'm not prepared to do. Not because I wasn't prepared to do it, but rather she did not bring me the tools necessary to actually accomplish the task at hand. So we will continue with our regularly scheduled programming. Mark Davis will join us at 7 o'clock on Monday. Mark, what have you got planned?
Hey, JD, happy Friday. Good weekend to you and your listeners. So Trump has met Putin, right? The president on the world stage. How did he do? We'll take the weekend and see what's going on and ask on Monday morning, what does he come home to? You know, we still have to fix Obamacare, right? My favorite fix is to get rid of it and replace it with free market solutions and as little government as possible. But hey, that's how I roll. We will roll through the weekend and into a Monday morning show chronicling all the big stories and stuff making news on Monday morning. So join us, Monday Morning Mark Davis Show, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Yes, sir. By the way, that was a book club thing that we were supposed to, that Vicky was trying to get done. So as soon as she brings me the stuff I need, we'll do the book club thing, okay? Oh, look. Here's Vicky now.
Why are you being so sassy?
I'm not being sassy. I had some of your vitamins. You know those vitamins that turn you into whatever that person is?
Super EP.
Super EP? Super EP. What?
I have good news about the book club.
What is it?
We're going to interview the author next Tuesday.
The author of what?
The Politically Incorrect Guide to the American Revolution.
Outstanding.
Larry Schweikart.
Yeah, Schweikart. Yes.
Making America Great for the First Time.
You know what's really incredible? She did that
Hear
completely.
that. She needs to talk on the microphone.
She did that completely off the top of her head. God, I wish I had that many.
That's why she's the EP and we're not.
Exactly. I wish I had that many intact neurons. You know, if it's
I'm lucky if I have one intact neuron.
If it's not written down on a piece of paper, I'm useless. How she comes up to me and she goes, "Oh, well, it's very simple. It's Larry Schweikart. We're going to talk about the politically incorrect guide to the American Revolution, making America great the first time." I'm just saying. Now she's making fun of me through the window.
The little part of the window that you have.
Yeah, we have this large studio window to my left, and they blocked it all off for reasons that I really don't understand at this point. I really don't know why they did it.
Well, they want to let you know what station you're working for.
But they left just one little piece, one little window open, right? Shall we get on with the broadcast?
Please do.
All right. So Ezekiel Elliott. Oh, God. Ezekiel, can you tell that it's Friday? What?
I got a question for you.
Well, by all means, please ask.
Would you want to be a part of the Space Corps?
You're asking me whether I'd want to be a part of the United States Space Corps. Yes, I would. I would do it.
In a heartbeat?
Well, let's put it this way. Not mine, yours. Let's put it this way. That's a great question, by the way. We can talk about that for a second. There are very few things that would take me out of the seat that I'm in. The possibility of running for Congress has come up a couple of times. And I would do it only under some very narrow circumstances. For example, if there needed to be a credible candidate for the United States Congress from what I've been kicking around in my head, which is the Conservative Party of Texas, which would then lead to the Conservative Party of the United States. If I was sure that the Republican Party was not up to the job, and I'm almost there, I would pick a congressional seat somewhere in North Texas, and I would run as a member of the Conservative Party. And I would attempt as best I could to speak as many times in as many places as I possibly could as to what was the true nature of conservatism and what it actually meant and what it means to the United States of America. I would speak on behalf of people who keep waiting for the Republican Party to do the right thing in vain. So that might get me out of this chair. The reason that I haven't done it yet is because I'm not sure that the Republican Party can't do it. At this point, I'm not sure. I'm close, but I'm not absolutely sure. The only other thing that would get me out of this chair would be the opportunity to serve in the United States military. In any job. I'm a member of the Texas State Guard, and proudly so. But if I could transmute that military service into federal military service, I would go. I would probably go after the United States Air Force because that's the branch of the service that I am most familiar with at this point. It would probably also be the branch of the service that I could do the most for, that I could accomplish the most for. And from a standpoint of space, having lived as a space agency kid my entire life until my father moved to Houston to be part of manned space in the Space Shuttle project, I could probably find a job or 2 or 10 in the United States Space Corps. So the answer to your question is if I could be sworn in tomorrow, I'd go. If I could be, the other question would be, would you leave the planet? Would you leave the planet for a tour of duty in space? And again, while there really isn't anything for me to do, right? I could probably do some sort of PAO work, public affairs office, like write the stories, the typical daily stories of what's going on. But I'd want to be someplace like the moon. I'd want to go to the moon and report on all of the activity that was happening there. And I may not be around long enough to actually see that. But if the United States military wanted to, the United States military could have a functioning moon base in 5 years if they wanted to. 5. We started with nothing in 1960. Nothing except a few sketches on paper. And from 1960 to 1969, with disasters sprinkled in the middle of all of that, specifically the Apollo 1 fire, with disasters sprinkled through all of it, we were able to go from the Earth to the moon and return people safely from there before the decade of the 60s was out. It wouldn't even cost that much money. It certainly wouldn't cost the $100 billion that it took to get to Apollo up there, because when I quote $100 billion for the Apollo project, that's in today's dollars. So when I say that the United States Air Force could have a functioning lunar base that was out there doing something, like laying out the city of Armstrong, right? But like assembling at least what would be heavy equipment there, doing whatever. They could do that in 5 years. Easy. Now, if the Russians were to help, and there would be things they could do, it would still take 5 years, but you'd have a lot more resources. At this particular moment, the Red Chinese are not advanced to the point where they would be all they would be is, from someplace like for example, sometimes you will hire somebody onto a team that doesn't know anything about what you're doing in order for you to have to explain it. Therefore, because when you're explaining it to them, you're also explaining it again to yourself and everybody else that knows. So in case so this person basically is learning at the same time you're relearning, right? So that's what China would be. They are just barely climbing out of a huge financial hole. So they wouldn't necessarily have the actual national resources to be able to do it. They might be able to provide, I don't know what they would be able to provide actually. Their manufacturing base is adequate. But yeah, I'd go work on that. I'd leave the earth. I would go and serve a tour. And I would contribute whatever I could contribute to. But
do you actually think that there will be we'll have people inhabiting the moon
I
in
believe,
this lifetime?
Yeah, I think that at some point there will be some installation on the moon before I die. I guarantee that there's going to be some sort of installation on the moon before you die. Before my children are gone, we'll probably have people living there permanently. See, because the moon offers something that the International Space Station can't offer. The moon offers gravity enough to be able to maintain our health. True, after a while, people would look different. There would be people who lived for 10 years on the moon. Even if they exercised their butts off, they would look different. They would have a different appearance than what they left with. And certainly kids that were raised on the moon, they would be different again. They'd be much taller. Their bones would be more frail. They would be different. But the thing about it is this, is that you go to the moon, and what you're doing is creating the science necessary to go to Mars, which is creating the science necessary to go to Europa, which is creating the science necessary to go to the outer planets. Titan would be a little bit difficult because if you introduce oxygen into the atmosphere of Titan, the whole planet would explode. That would be a bad day. The amazing thing about space is that it's out there. What's even more amazing, it's not out of our reach. It's already within our reach because we've already been there. All we need to do is go back. That's all we need to do. And we should, as quickly as we possibly can. So the United States Space Corps, I'm very, very pleased with that. I think that's wonderful. Gosh, I wish, for the first time, I wish I was 40 years younger. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial Management and the host of Plain Talk No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been two major crashes in the last 16 years, you need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock, and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, y'all, this is Shane Bell, the co-host of the Dr. Lucy Show.
And this is Dr. Lucy reminding you to tune in each Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m. for the all-new Dr. Lucy Show.
Our goal is to inform, stir the air with perspectives on education, and have a good time in the process.
Visit our website at thedrlucyshow.com for our guest speakers and weigh in on topics you would like to hear explored.
Right here on 660 AM The Answer.
USARoofing.com, founded in DFW in 1979, before there was a .com, is the roofer you should call for all of the Metroplex, residential and commercial. Let me guess, you've seen hail maybe as big as baseballs this year doing damage to your home, and your insurance company has made its settlement offer. You're about to call a roofer the insurance adjuster suggested. Stop right there. Sometimes the adjuster doesn't find all of the damage. You need a roofer that finds all of the damage caused by the storm. Bruce Hollingsworth from USARoofing.com checks the roof, gutters, windows, and fences. Why? Did you know that when you go to sell your home in a few years, damage missed by the adjuster could stop your home from closing or take thousands of dollars from the proceeds of your sale? Even if you just put on a new roof a year ago, if your home was hit in the latest storm, you need to have Bruce check for damage. USARoofing.com has a free lifetime warranty. Call Bruce at 972-263-2938 or find them on the web at USARoofing.com. That's USARoofing.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet. And yes, the business is called Good Feet, and they take care of your feet. But in so doing, they take care of foot pain and knee pain and hip pain, even back pain, because it can all be related to your feet and not having the right kind of arch support. Well, the Good Feet stores in DFW, Fort Worth, Plano, South Lake, and Waco, those Good Feet stores are America's arch support experts. Your shoes don't automatically know how much arch support you need. And when I have my Good Feet inserts in my work shoes, in my workout shoes, in my comfy shoes, and my dress shoes, they all feel great. I'm working better, walking better, living life, loving life, because my feet don't hurt. Foot pain, knee pain, hip pain, back pain, they can help with all of these at the Good Feet stores. And they're in Fort Worth, Plano, South Lake, and Waco. And in Fort Worth and South Lake and Waco, they're open Sundays, noon to 5. So learn all about the hours and all the locations at goodfeetdfw.com. Get out of pain today. Goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com.
Once the bastion of free speech, today's college campuses are now the most dangerous place for the exchange of ideas. Every day, it's a new disturbing story. Guest speakers being banned from venues, commencement speakers being protested, professors being fired for not being politically correct. Free speech is under attack, but Dennis Prager and Adam Carolla are fighting back with their movie, No Safe Spaces. It's a thought-provoking yet entertaining investigation into how we got here and what we can do to stop it. But they need your help. Hollywood won't make this movie. That's why they're raising the funds themselves, and the support has been overwhelming. They've already raised $500,000, and now they realize they can get this feature into theaters across the country, which is huge because getting conservative voices into theaters and onto Netflix is a big deal. Help us save free speech by getting them to their goal of $1 million for No Safe Spaces and get some great perks in the process. Go to nosafespaces.com and donate today. That's nosafespaces.com.
Nothing grows like weeds, except maybe weeds, and nothing kills them quite like Roundup Weed and Grass Killer from the Home Depot. Right now, the 1 gallon ready-to-use size is a special buy at just $8.97. Roundup kills fast. At the root, you can see results in just 3 hours. They may grow like weeds, but you can stop them even faster. Roundup Weed and Grass Killer, 1 gallon ready to use, now just $8.97, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Now through July 5th.
For the last decade, it's been called the greatest libertarian show on earth. This year will be no different. Attended by the most brilliant conservative minds today, join us for Freedom Fest, July 19th through the 22nd at the Paris Resort in Las Vegas. This year, come hear the likes of Craig Gutfeld from Fox News, actor William Shatner, and SRN's very own Larry Elder and Michael Medved. Register now at freedomfest.com and save $100 by using the code REASON100 at freedomfest.com.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report, must-hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Towards midnight tonight, we've got one more hour to go, and we want you to be with us. Coming up in just a couple of seconds, I wrote a piece that's on my Wells Report Facebook page, and it was in response to a guy we're going to talk about next. A guy named Brett Stevens. The guy's brilliant. He is someone who has, shall we say, he's done some great things. His list of achievements is amazing. But I caught him today making a huge mistake. A mistake that I think is worthy of discussion. And I'm gonna explain what it was about his work today. It was an opinion piece in the Dallas Morning News that caused me to write my rebuttal to it. And I'll share both of those with you. But I want you to listen because I want you to tell me whether or not, after both of these is made known to you, I want you to tell me which of us is on the closer track to reality. Next on the Wells Report.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
It's been a long time since the last stock market crash, so it's not if it will happen, but when. If you're retired or retiring soon and don't have years to make up a major loss, it's critical to help protect what you have.
This is Ken Moraith, host of the Money Matters radio show, inviting you to our free seminar.
The event is 1 p.m. tomorrow, Hilton Garden Inn, Fort Worth Medical District. Don't miss it. Seating is limited, so please reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302. Again, 800-994-0302.
Listen to what Dave Ryan says about Andro 400.
Andro 400, I really love it. It's amazing to me that I feel so good. I've lost 50 pounds. I was a size 38 waist. I've gone down to a 32 waist. My mood has changed. I don't get stressed out. It gave me so much more energy to walk, energy to play sports. Everything is starting to work again, just like I'm 25. My wife is happy. I'm so happy. I'm just a completely different man. I'm taking this stuff to the grave with me.
Men, have you lost energy and gained belly fat? Are you feeling stressed out? Fight back with Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to increase your testosterone. For over a decade, Andro 400 has helped men lose belly fat, gain energy, and feel 20 years younger. Go to andro400.com. andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. 2 U.S. Air Force B-1 bombers fly near the DMZ between North and South Korea. U.S. officials tell Fox News South Korean fighter jets escorted the bombers as a show of force. President Trump and Russian President Putin failed to reach an agreement on North Korea today during their meeting at the G20 summit in Germany.
We're asking North Korea to be prepared to come to the table with an understanding that these talks are going to be about how do we help you chart a course to cease and roll back your nuclear program.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, and the U.S. economy adds 222,000 jobs in June.
Big winners in the June jobs report include healthcare, 37,000 jobs, and professional business services, up 35,000 jobs.
Fox Business Network's Adam Shapiro. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Kevin Christ with the KPC Financial Show.
And I'm Karen Christ, his better half.
You said it, honey.
And we are the founders of KPC Financial Solutions. We want to invite you to listen every Sunday at 5 p.m. to our KPC Financial Show, where we will share with you the 7 strategies for successful retirement and how to tailor-make your retirement blueprint.
So join us right here every Sunday at 5 p.m. on 660 AM, The Answer.
In 1967, Arab forces attempted to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. 6 days later, Israel had triumphed, and Jerusalem stood reunified for the first time in nearly 2,000 years. Honor the 50-year anniversary of this historic triumph by joining Mike Gallagher and Dennis Prager for Stand with Israel, a 9-day odyssey celebrating Israel's past, present, and future. Explore Israel's heritage at Galilee and Jerusalem. Embrace the present, touring modern Tel Aviv. You'll meet with high-ranking Israeli leaders and understand more deeply the complexities and marvels of modern Israel. You'll walk on soil contended for with courage. As a conservative American, you can show your support. Stand with Israel. October 22nd through November 1st includes luxury accommodations, delicious meals, and safe transportation.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-8199. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-8199. That's 1-800-600-8199. 1-800-600-8199.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friend Josh DeShong. Let's make this the summer where Josh sells your home as quickly as he sold ours. I love this guy. You get the Josh DeShong promise. He comes, sits down with you, you talk price and time frame. You reach an agreement on a price you'd love and a time frame you can handle. And if he can't sell that house of yours at that price in that time frame, he buys it. He promises if he can't sell it, he buys it. So get going. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. Now, not only will he do that on the market, but there's an instant buyout program right now. They can give you an offer today without even listing the home. Best part is in a lot of areas throughout North Texas, you're getting full market value without even listing the home, not worrying about showings and stuff. So if you're really ready to move fast, go for the instant buyout program. 972-325-6644. Ask about it at 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Hey, it's Frank Reed. I'm visiting with my friend Dr. Chad Glines from Genesis Back and Neck. You probably heard he's partnered with the Elevani Health Group for gel injections for your knee. Now, I've received this procedure myself. My knee pain is completely gone, but you guys do a lot more than knees at Genesis.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a spinal decompression specialist, we've been able to help people for years with their disc problems, but now teaming up with Elevani Health Group, it's amazing what we can do for knees with the gel injections. We have stem cell injections, but we can also take care of pain anywhere with this new device that we use. It's just an unbelievable procedure. And the crazy thing, it's narcotic free.
And the cool thing is this is covered by insurance and probably even your Medicare.
Absolutely. Medicare covers it. It is just amazing the results we're seeing with this.
You don't have to live with pain any longer. And your initial consultation is always free. Call for your appointment at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922.
We deal in office equipment, sell nothing but the best. We're Southwest Office Systems, for short that's SOS. We service what we sell to you to minimize your stress. We're Southwest Office Systems, just call us SOS.
Hey, buddy, isn't it great to hear our jingle back on the air? Sure is, Vince. I'm tired of waiting on the politicians to get our economy going. SOS is growing, hiring, and investing in our infrastructure to enhance our clients' experience.
Sharp has an exceptional lineup of MFPs, copiers to most of you, ranging from workgroup to production color systems. We have the tools to reduce your print costs, improve your people efficiency, and take the pain out of dealing with vendors that keep changing ownership with their only consistency being excuses.
SOS, Sharp MFPs, and your company. This is a winning team. To join, call 972-730-8000.
We're Southwest Office Systems, just call us SOS.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. This just in an abrupt shift, a London hospital said today it's going to reconsider its decision to turn off life support for Charlie Gard. Charlie's a brain-damaged and terminally ill British infant. This in light of fresh evidence about a potential treatment. The statement from Great Ormond Street Hospital was the latest twist in a case that has raised difficult bioethical issues, and legal ones as well, and has caught the attention of Pope Francis and President Trump. Charlie's 11 months old. He has a rare and debilitating genetic condition that has no cure. The hospital said that letting him die was the only humane option to end his potential pain and suffering. The hospital where the boy has lived since October won a series of court rulings, most recently last week, authorizing it to withdraw life support. However, today the hospital changed course. Two international hospitals and their researchers have communicated to us as late as the last 24 hours that they have fresh evidence about their proposed experimental treatment. And we believe, in common with Charlie's parents, it is right to explore this evidence. The boy's parents are convinced that an experimental therapy developed by a neurologist in the United States may help their son recover some function, even though it has never been tested on someone with Charlie's particular severe form of the disease known as mitochondrial DNA depletion syndrome. The hospital said today it had not changed its view that Charlie had experienced catastrophic and irreversible brain damage, and that the experimental treatment known as nucleoside therapy would be futile and prolong Charlie's suffering. Nonetheless, the hospital said that it would petition the High Court, which on April 11th ruled in the hospital's favor to look at the case again in light of the claimed new evidence. The hospital then added, this is not an issue about money or resources, but absolutely about what is right for Charlie, which, by the way, is an answer to something that I pointed out, that this entire decision-making process around Charlie Gard was bereft of humanity. And suddenly humanity showed up. Thank you, God. Thank you. That was a close one. Those guys really had me going. For a second there, I really thought they were going to kill that kid. So there's a guy out there named Bret Stephens. Bret is a genius. My goodness gracious. This guy, I mean, let's put it this way. He's not an old guy. He's a young guy. He's already been the editor of the Jerusalem Post, excuse me. I mean, that's just one of the things that Bret Stephens has done. Hang on a second. I was beginning to chew on Bret Stephens' hide today because of this column that he wrote that I think was, I don't know. I think it was kind of elitist, shall we say. Bret Louis Stephens is a neoconservative American political commentator who won the Pulitzer Prize for commentary in 2013. I'm going toe-to-toe with this guy in this particular topic. Sure. He was born November 21st, 1973. He's 43 years old. He went to the London School of Economics and Political Science, University of Chicago. Like I said, he's done a few things. He's a columnist for the New York Times, which is where I found him. Senior political contributor for NBC News. He formerly worked for the Wall Street Journal. And from 2002 to 2004, he was editor-in-chief of the Jerusalem Post. He's 43. On the subject of cycles, Warren Buffett likes to talk about the natural progression, the 3 I's. As he put it to Charlie Rose in 2008, those I's are innovators, the imitators, and the idiots. One creates, one enhances, and one screws it all up. Then presumably the cycle starts afresh. Buffett was describing the process that led to the 2008 housing and financial crises, but he might as well have been talking about the decline of the conservative movement in America. I was reminded of this again last week on news that Fox News host Sean Hannity will receive the William F. Buckley Award for Media Excellence. As honors go, neither the award nor the organization bestowing it, the Media Research Center, is particularly noteworthy. But sometimes symbolism is more potent than fact. If we have reached the point where the rank-and-file conservatives see nothing amiss with giving Hannity an award named for William F. Buckley, then surely there's a Milton Friedman Prize awaiting Steve Bannon for his insights on free trade. And maybe a Sean Spicer can receive the Vaclav Havel International Prize for Creative Dissent for his role in exposing fake news. The floor is the limit. Or in Hannity's case, the crawl space beneath it. And that was enough to move me to action. In reply, I wrote the following. Behold, the latest progressive plaint about the achievements of the unworthy. What a surprise. This from the New York Times. A once great American institution now reduced to mouthing the latest gobbledygookian drivel from the socialist propagandist of the day, only to be retracted tomorrow. Mr. Stephens, your career and achievements celebrate your brilliance, but in this current era of American politics, you suffer from the tree-forest syndrome. The American people have chosen not just a president antithetical to your caste, but spokespersons as well. Why? Because the genius innovators for which you pine have failed to serve them or this country. Your obvious willingness to set aside the clear will of the people belies your progressivism. You advance the notion that these chosen are unworthy. Yet Sean Hannity speaks to more people in 15 minutes than you do in an entire year. President Trump has brought pride back to those Americans found deplorable by your ilk. As we cling to our guns and Bibles, articles of comfort earned with muscle, sweat, and bone in the building of this nation. Hard work accomplished with accusations of xenophobic bigotry, stinging their eyes as they read the New York Times, ringing in their ears when they listen to anyone other than their good friend Sean. Perhaps when benevolent servitude replaces sneering arrogance, so current among the power elite, we, the people, will again turn to our betters. But until then, please do enjoy your station as a muse for the mighty in the United States of Utopia. As I said, Bret Stephens is very, very close to being an intellectual without peer. But in this particular case, he also proves that he's an intellectual without humility. I've told the story often on this broadcast that when it became clear that I was going to be someone that stood in a white-hot spotlight in center stage, when it became clear that I was going to have the opportunity to address a lot of people at the same time, my father took me to a construction job where a mason was building a brick building. It was incredible. It was huge. And he was very patiently laying those bricks one at a time. The constant flow of mortar and brick, trowel and stroke, placement and taps, and adherence to level and line was only mundane if you did not pay attention to what he was doing. The more you paid attention to what he was doing, the more you saw as that wall grew ever bigger. Dad looked at me and said, "Remember this very important point, John David. People will remember what you say for as long as they remember it. But this man's work will last beyond his lifetime and beyond his children's lifetime." And it is with that humility that I realized that that working man that I just spoke of, that built America with muscle, sweat, and bone, deserves better treatment from people like Bret Stephens. Bret Stephens may be 43. He may be a former editor-in-chief for the Jerusalem Post. He may be a brilliant intellectual. And he may be the owner of a Pulitzer Prize. But you know what I want? More than just about anything, I want the Vertel Trophy. Yeah, the Vertel Trophy. You know what that is? I'll tell you next. This is the Wells Report.
My legs were awful.
I always felt uncomfortable and self-conscious.
I've never been real happy about the spider veins in my ankles and my legs.
I started noticing fatigue in my leg.
I was so self-conscious. Then I went to Vein Clinics of America.
It's time to love your legs again. Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I found the Vein Clinics of America, and look at my legs now.
You just feel like, you know what, I want to do so much today. It's such a big difference.
My experience with Vein Clinics of America was amazing.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for summer. Call now to schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Call 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388.
You are about to hear from Dr. Douglas Howard.
After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because they really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Take Dr. Howard's Health Challenge and find out how to get 2 free sets of fruits and veggies. We'll even ship them to you for free. Call now for details.
Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code 660AM.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30s, 60s, or 90s? Can't get a business loan because you have no equity, bad credit, or no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors. Get cash right now for your invoices instead of getting turned down by the banks or taking out a high-interest business loan. There is nothing to pay back. We simply buy your accounts receivable. And if those clients don't pay on those invoices, we take the loss. You have already been paid. We don't give you funds based on your credit. We give you funds based on your accounts receivable. Go buy that new equipment, hire those new employees, or use the working funds to bid on jobs you never thought you could go after. With AmeriFactors, there is no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the working funds while we wait for the net 30s, 60s, and 90s. Fund your business today with AmeriFactors by calling 800-698-9150. That's 800-698-9150. Or text FACTOR to 41411. That's FACTOR to 41411. And simply click the link to call and get funds within 48 hours.
I'm Aaron Katz. You might remember me from my radio show or my company with Little Red Trucks. Have you ever wondered why some people suffer from irrational fears like fear of heights, public speaking, or needles? For example, needles used to make me sick until I fixed it. It's because most irrational fears are created from a traumatic experience. It's a form of PTSD that affects many people. The good news is that fears from PTSD can be controlled, and you don't need a lot of prescription drugs or years of therapy to do it. As a certified NLP practitioner, I've learned how to help people eliminate their fears and change their lives. I do it by setting positive and negative triggers and activating them simultaneously. The positive neutralizes the negative, and it doesn't affect you any longer. It's the same as combining red dye and blue dye. The red and the blue both disappear, and it leaves purple. If you or someone you know has an irrational fear that's limiting them in some way, I can help. Visit my website, littleredtrucks.net. That's plural, Little Red Trucks, and it's .net. Let's get to work.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. Always enjoyed checking in with Chef Tom Fleming at Crossroads Diner, Dallas. Breakfast starts at 7, lunch kicks in at 11, but after that, it's total freedom of choice.
You know, there's a lot of people that like breakfast for lunch. And so we sell probably 50% breakfast items at lunchtime.
No kidding. So if I walk in at noon, easily half the place could be eating breakfast.
Absolutely.
Wow. And a lot of those breakfast orders, my favorite on the menu, the frittata.
Oh, the Crossroads frittata with our house-made chorizo and goat cheese from the mozzarella company. Our house-made breakfast sausage that we make in frittata with horse and cheese, which guess what? We make in-house also. There's our vegetarian, which is very important. Some great fresh vegetables, artichokes, peppers, tomatoes, mushrooms, spinach.
I can taste it now. You can taste the great Crossroads Diner menu, 7 to 2. Great breakfast and lunch at the northeast corner of Preston and Campbell. Ask about special events, rehearsal dinners, and more. Go to crossroads-diner.com for more details. Home-style goodness meets the traditional diner. Go to crossroads-diner.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. And so, Bret Stephens was denigrating the work of Sean Hannity. Is Sean Hannity someone you would call an intellectual? No. No. I wouldn't call myself an intellectual. I think for a living, but that's for people a bit more highfalutin than me. I just deal with the reality of life and how it impacts all of us. Because before you can be the winner of a Pulitzer Prize, you have to be able to live in a society where you have the opportunity to learn the skills necessary to win such a high honor. For me, winning a Pulitzer Prize would probably cause someone like Bret Stephens to say, my God, look at how mighty the Pulitzer Prize, this mighty Pulitzer Prize has fallen to give to this talk show host from Dallas, Texas, which I would completely ignore. Because it's not the business of Bret Stephens, who the Media Research Center gives their William F. Buckley Prize to. But to be perfectly honest with you, the prize that I covet is the Vertel Trophy. Named after Joel Vertel, who's a friend of mine. It's given by Joel Vertel to somebody who did something really good at a really important moment that saved people's lives. And you know what it is? It's a cold glass of beer being handed to you by Joel Vertel. And he looks deep into your eyes and he says, great frickin' job. That's the prize I want. I want an intelligentsia that is driven by benevolent servitude instead of sneering egoism. I want those that have been given great gifts to return proper expectations. And that is simply not what the power elite in this country is doing at this time, inclusive of Mr. Bret Stephens. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Kevin Christ with the KPC Financial Show.
And I'm Karen Christ, his better half.
You said it, honey.
And we are the founders of KPC Financial Solutions. We want to invite you to listen every Sunday at 5 p.m. to our KPC.
Check. I don't know what that is.
I don't even know why you're looking at it.
All right, so here we go. So, guess what the Iranians were doing the other day to... Guess what the Iranians were doing the other day? They were holding a week-long Trumpism cartoon contest. The first prize winner won $1,500. Yeah. Do you know what the cartoon that they drew depicted President Trump doing? Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you all about it next time on the Wells Report. The only question is, what?
Did any of us show up to kill any of them?
I was getting to that. So, do you know what the Iranians were doing the other day? They had this contest. It was a week long, and it was a Trumpism cartoon contest. They were essentially mocking the United States president. Yeah. The first prize was $1,500. What did the cartoon depict Trump doing? Well, I'll tell you next time on the Wells Report. But I'm trying to figure out one thing. Should we have gone over there and shot any of them? Next time on the Wells Report. Wow.
I don't like that.
I do.
Well, you said next time on the Wells Report twice because you want to get in there at the actual photo.
Okay. All right, let me try it again. So, you know what the Iranians did the other day? They had this Trumpism cartoon contest. Yeah, to mock the United States president. The winner won $1,500. What did the cartoon look like? Well, I'll tell you next time around. But what I was trying to figure out was this. Should we have traveled to Iran and shot a bunch of them to death? Just asking. Next time on the Wells Report. What do you think?
I don't like shot them to death because if you shot them, doesn't that imply that they would die?
Not necessarily.
Well.
Okay, let me try it one more time. So, guess what the Iranians were doing the other day? Yeah, they were mocking President Trump with a week-long Trumpism cartoon contest. The winner got $1,500. We'll tell you all about it. But I wanted to ask this one question. Was this an opportunity missed to go to Iran and shoot a bunch of people? We'll discuss it next time on the Wells Report.
When you talk to Mark, say, I like that a lot. Say something like, because that's what they tried to do.
Okay, all right.
The comparison.
Mark Davis, thanks very much for letting me come by on this Monday. Coming up next time on the Wells Report, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about last week's Trumpism cartoon contest in Iran. Yeah, apparently they decided to mock the United States president by having a bunch of people draw a bunch of, well, what turns out to be pretty creative and even borderline entertaining cartoons. The first prize winner was $1,500. But you see, my concern is, let me try this whole thing again. We have time? Mark Davis, good Monday morning, brother. Thank you very much for letting me come by and say hello. Coming up on the next edition of the Wells Report, we're going to talk about the week-long Trumpism cartoon contest in Iran. Yeah, they wanted to mock the U.S. president, and they came up with all these cartoons. Some of them are pretty good. The winner received $1,500. The question is this: Did we miss an opportunity to travel to Iran and shoot up the place? Did we miss an opportunity to travel to Iran and try to shoot some? No. Did we Did we miss an opportunity to travel to Iran and shoot up a bunch of people? We'll discuss it next time on the Wells Report.
The Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic kiosk at Walmart. It measures and analyzes your feet, then recommends the custom fit orthotic that's best for you.
Sounds expensive.
No way. They're a great deal.
Hey, get that guy his coffee. I'm off to Walmart.
Go to walmart.com and search Dr. Scholl's Custom Fit Orthotics for a kiosk nearest you. Savings versus other custom orthotics insert brands sold at retail.
660 AM, The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. I forgot to tell Magic Matt Swinney that we were going to do the Friday Flameout. And
now, a Texas radio tradition, the Friday Flameout on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
Is he ready or what? Yeah, it's the Friday Flameout. Your opportunity to whine, moan, groan, complain, brag, browse, express your extreme displeasure with whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week, up to and including anything I may have said. I, your helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverend announcer. Call us 866-660-5759. There you go. And off we go. It is the Friday Flameout, your opportunity to complain about anything you see fit. Here's our telephone number, 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Vicki, do you have any complaints?
Yeah, but I don't know if I can air them in public.
Of course you can air them in public. You're supposed to be, and one of the things you can complain about is me if you want to.
Oh, well, then I'm all in.
Fine. What is your complaint?
I was postulating to Matt and you.
Yes.
Just a moment ago that I don't like it when people use the term we. Okay, are we ready for our exam? Are we ready to write our check? I don't like that. I think that's I don't know, hoity-toity, for lack of a better word.
You know what? I don't like it when waiters come up and say, so what are we having for dinner?
That's my point. And then you turn around and go, well, aren't we a team on the Wells Report?
That's not what I said.
That has nothing to do with it. Yes, we are teammates, but that's not hoity-toity.
See, what she's forgetting is we were trying to figure out what promo we were going to do. Okay. And Matt said, have we come up with a promo for Monday? And Vicki said, that seems so hoity-toity. It seems so, it's so presumptuous. It's so rude.
You can say that with a little more anger if you want that to be an accurate representation.
And Vicki said, I can't believe it. It's so rude. It's so presumptuous.
That's pretty good.
Thanks. Anyway, and I said, well, now, wait a minute. I get your point, but don't we do the Wells Report? And therefore, wouldn't we collectively come together to pick a promo for Monday?
Yeah, and that's different from the waiter saying, are we ready to order?
Yes. And then you said, in your passive-aggressive style, fine, I, the woman, will just sit over here barefoot making brownies while you men decide what to do, or something ridiculous like that.
Yes, that was exactly the correct translation. What I actually said was, that's fine. I'm sorry I spoke. I will just let you guys figure this out, and I will just sit here quietly.
And then what did I do to penalize you?
I'm sorry, say again?
I penalized you after that for being passive-aggressive.
Oh, you did. You handed me the Scotch tape dispenser and said, please put some tape on your forehead to always represent that you're wrong in everything.
That's not what I said.
That's what you mean?
Put a piece of, well, that's what I mean, but that's not what I said.
I'm going to put my shoes back on and come in there and kick you in the butt.
But do you have a piece of Scotch tape on your forehead?
At this very moment.
Thus
yes,
you are that you have a monument to your passive aggression.
You know what? I'm really sorry, John David. I just should have never brought this up, shouldn't I?
I'm just saying.
I'd be very careful. She took her vitamins today.
Hey, I know that. She took her vitamins. That's why she's snapping at me.
It's just my natural charm.
No, it's these vitamins. I don't know what's in these vitamins. It's rocket fuel. It's something.
It's what they really put in rocket ships to get you to the moon.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in that stuff. But whatever it is.
It doesn't smell good either.
What does it smell like?
Dirty feet.
It smells like truffles. He said it smelled like dirty feet. I said, does it smell like truffles? Wow. Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott, as you know, is a Dallas Cowboy. What position does Ezekiel Elliott play? Is he a linebacker?
He's a running back.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's a running back. That's right. Okay. I knew that. Ezekiel Elliott. The man is constructed. Okay? Ezekiel Elliott is constructed. Oh, I know. And therefore, Ezekiel Elliott, with those legs and shoulders and arms and rock hard, solid midsection, is gracing the cover of the most recent ESPN magazine. He's also getting an incessant amount of gas about it from the commentary writers of the Dallas Morning News. You see, Ezekiel Elliott is on the front cover of ESPN, the magazine, dressed in nothing except a football in his left hand. That's right. ESPN for quite some time, and I think it's since, what is it, April of 2009? April of 2009 was the first body issue. And what they do is they take world-class athletes and they pose them completely nude, men and women, in incredibly good photography, incredibly good photography, showing nothing untoward. No, there is nothing in these nudes that you couldn't show your mom. Okay. Okay, I wouldn't be able to show them to my mom because she's dead. Now, Ezekiel Elliott, like I've been saying, was like harshed all over Twitter, and so on and so forth. But come on. These people are in incredible shape. Some of them may not necessarily be in incredible shape, but you know what? They do amazing things. Like, for example, Kirstie Ennis. She's one of the cover athletes for the 2017 body issue. She is a former Marine. She's a war veteran and an athlete and an amputee. All she's wearing is a pair of climbing shoes as she does her next rock climbing. Julian Edelman, Brent Burns of the San Jose Sharks. Julian Edelman, in case you don't know, is a New England Patriots wide receiver. Caroline Wozniacki, she's in there. And yes, the first body issue debuted in 2009. Look, it's okay. Zeke can do what he wants. He's a grown man. And believe me, if I looked like that, man, can you imagine? When Ezekiel Elliott is somewhere along the line of, 75, 76 years old, he'll be able to look back and he'll say, you know what? There was a time when I was at the top of the pyramid. And here's a picture to prove it. By the way, there was a tweet that I responded to from Sea Dog Knight, who said, at ESPN, Stop exploiting guys' bodies. We are not objects. No, what I said was, Sea Dog, shut up. We absolutely are objects. What are you doing, nutcase? For all of those liberals that scream and cry when someone says something that you think may expose you to danger, you need to keep in mind that you got to stop telling people that Republicans are trying to murder everyone, because it seems as though the unbalanced people of America are all on your side of the political fence. An Omaha man has been arrested by the FBI on suspicion of making threats against Republican U.S. Senator Joni Ernst, including that he could kill her. Jeff Flake of Arizona, same situation. Republican, being threatened with his life. Hey, ding-dongs. I'm talking about the liberal politicians and liberal, I was going to say journalists, but are they really journalists now, or are they just propagandists? Stop vilifying people who don't agree with you politically. It's fascist.
I have a question.
Yes.
Joni Ernst and her campaign.
Yes.
What was the stuff surrounding a pig? That she had butchered one?
That she could castrate one.
That guy better watch out.
I was just going to say that guy better watch out. Dude.
She'll put that brownie tray down fast. Take care of business.
Let me tell you something, buddy. She could alter your entire outlook. Just saying. Now, could anybody hear you except me? Okay, good. Fantastic. A federal judge has done the right thing. I know. Stop the presses. A federal judge actually tossed a lawsuit alleging that the Texas campus carry law violated the constitutional rights of 3 professors at the University of Texas at Austin. U.S. District Court Judge Lee Yackel ruled yesterday the professors did not prove the 2015 law, which allows licensed firearm owners to carry concealed handguns into most campus buildings, violated their rights, the professors' rights to free speech, due process, and equal protection. Plaintiffs asked the court to find standing based on their self-imposed censoring of classroom discussions caused by their fear of possibly illegal activity by persons not joined in this lawsuit. Plaintiffs present no concrete evidence to substantiate their fears, but instead rest on mere conjecture about possible actions. Brilliant, Judge. Brilliantly. Well done, sir. Look forward to seeing you on the 4th Circuit Court of Appeals as soon as they fire all those idiots that found in contravention of President Trump. Oh. Today, ABC News spent valuable journalistic space on the missed handshake, yesterday's missed handshake by the president of Poland's wife with Donald Trump. Another awkward handshake, says ABC News. In the meantime, U.S. non-farm payrolls totaled 222,000 in June versus the expected 179,000. And you're saying to yourself, so what? Well, that's 50,000 people that got jobs that nobody was expecting. The U.S. job market roared back to life in June, with a better than expected 222,000 new positions created in June, while the unemployment rate held steady at 4.4%. Actually, I heard it went to 4.5%. You know why? Because you know those 94 million people that were just lying around not doing anything? Suddenly people started calling them and saying, hey, why don't you come back to work? And so a bunch of them are trying to find jobs now. So the unemployment rate went up, which is also good. This is called waking up the American economic engine instead of suppressing it with politics. Opportunity is what America does best. America does best. You still got time to get through on the Friday Flame Out. If you've got something you want to complain about, get on the phone right this very minute, 866-660-5759. That's all I have to say. Be back in just a couple of seconds with more of The Wells Report.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial Management and the host of Plain Talk No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been 2 major crashes in the last 16 years? You need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM The Answer.
USARoofing.com, founded in DFW in 1979, before there was a .com, is the roofer you should call for all of the Metroplex, residential and commercial. Let me guess, you've seen hail maybe as big as baseballs this year doing damage to your home, and your insurance company has made its settlement offer. You're about to call a roofer the insurance adjuster suggested. Stop right there. Sometimes the adjuster doesn't find all of the damage. You need a roofer that finds all of the damage caused by the storm. Bruce Hollingsworth from USARoofing.com checks the roof, gutters, windows, and fences. Why? Did you know that when you go to sell your home in a few years, damage missed by the adjuster could stop your home from closing or take thousands of dollars from the proceeds of your sale? Even if you just put on a new roof a year ago, if your home was hit in the latest storm, you need to have Bruce check for damage. USARoofing.com has a free lifetime warranty. Call Bruce at 972-263-2938 or find them on the web at USARoofing.com. That's USARoofing.com.
We deal in office equipment, sell nothing but the best. We're Southwest Office Systems, for short that's SOS.
Sales professionals, are you looking for a company you can call home? A company where your sales skills are appreciated and rewarded? Southwest Office Systems, an elite dealer of sharp multifunction devices, is just that place. You bring the talent and the work ethic, we provide the product training and programs for your success. Exceptional benefits are provided: health insurance, 401k, and ramp-up compensation. Our infrastructure is second to none in support of you, our products, and our clients. We have a winning culture where the client wins, the team wins, and you win. SOS is a Texas-class document technology provider of sharp multifunction devices, document management software, and print management solutions. Call Rob Jasper at 817-730-8000 or 972-730-8000.
Southwest Office Systems, just call us SOS.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. I keep talking about high-tech bath remodeling, and the phone keeps ringing with homeowners wanting more information. 90% of all bath remodelers use sand grout. It's sand, cement, and water. We know it's the first thing that fails in the wet area of your bathroom. It cracks with the least bit of movement. It grows mold and mildew, and when you try to clean it, you're just wearing it down. Statewide uses a proprietary product that has 4 main ingredients: Microban, which eliminates mold and mildew; latex for flexibility; Kevlar for strength; and a built-in sealant. We guarantee our grout for as long as you own your home. So when you think you're getting a great deal from the 2 guys in the truck you hired to do your remodel, I suggest you start saving up for when you'll have to do it again. Or you can call Statewide Remodeling and get it done right the first time. We offer 100% financing, and if you call for your free design consultation now, celebrate our 23rd year in business, we're giving 23% off the price of the project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095 or anytime online at statewideremodeling.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I've loved my friends at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange for more than 20 years, and I've told you it's my headquarters for birthday and anniversary shopping, but it's also my favorite location for something I love: watches. So go see Dave Larson at Dallas Gold and Silver. He's got the right answer for anybody looking to buy or sell a watch.
Mark, I've got the perfect solution. At Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, you can come in and see the watches. You know what you're buying every time. You can try them on, talk to our industry experts. It's really an experience no other retailer can match. We have more inventory than most stores. We have over 200 watches to choose from and a wide variety of accessories like bezels, custom bands, and dials. If you decide to sell your watch, you can trust you'll be getting a fair price from real experts.
And they're experts in precious metals, too, with gold and silver on site that you can take home immediately. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. 4 locations: Dallas, Arlington, Southlake, and Euless. For more information, go to dgse.com. That is dgse.com.
American Leak Detection. Leak Detection. without destruction.
Hi folks, Will Nell here, one of the owners of American Leak Detection. If your pool is losing 1/8 of an inch of water in a day, it could be more than just evaporation. So before it costs you big, go to AmericanLeakDetection.com. If we can't find your leak, you don't pay. That's AmericanLeakDetection.com.
American Leak Detection.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. Now, more of the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
It is the Friday Flame Out. How you doing? 866-660-5759. This is not really a complaint as much as a celebration. A police officer wounded in a shooting rampage in Baton Rouge, Louisiana last year that left 3 officers dead sued Black Lives Matter movement leaders today, accusing them of inciting violence that spurred the attack. The lawsuit, filed in the U.S. District Court in Louisiana, named DeRay McKesson and 4 other Black Lives Matter leaders as defendants and sought $75,000 in damages. It came on the 1-year anniversary of one of the deadliest days in modern U.S. history for law enforcement. On July 7, 2016, a black man angered by what he saw as deadly racial bias in the U.S. policing launched a downtown Dallas sniper attack, killing 5 officers deployed at a protest, decrying police shootings of black men. DeRay, I hope you have a nice fat checkbook. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Stifler. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is John David Wells. God bless you and yours, and thank you for the gift of your mind and ears tonight for this edition of the Wells Report.
Make plans now to join Kathy DeWitt Dunn every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. for Safe Money Talk Radio. Kathy is the retirement planning and annuity expert. She has helped thousands of individuals and families learn how to protect and grow retirement assets, create income that can't be outlived, and provide a financial legacy for future generations, all while eliminating stock market risk. Listen to Kathy DeWitt Dunn every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. on Safe Money Talk Radio, right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins.